T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, guys. This week, Protect Your Balls, episode 3. Pretty excited. Always excited. Before we get rolling today, USARC, don't forget, there's always something we could all do. Like we talked last week, go pay attention to what's happening in Colorado. Could be a precedent, could move in other states. Better be safe than sorry. Followed up, Babu Show, Southeast Reptile Show, man. Want to throw a little hype on that?
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit.
Well, you don't have to say anything now. I feel like moment was maybe lost. That was maybe a little promotion there.
Yeah, so the show is on August 9th and 10th. This is our third show. We're super excited about it. We'll have Snake Discovery there for the first time. This is their first time in the Southeast, so I expect a really big turnout. We have a really good response so far from the public as far as like pre-sold tickets and comments on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. People are excited, man. And I think it's going to be a really fun show. That's why we made it the Pokemon theme. We got a little bit of flack about people calling it gimmicky, but hey, man, God forbid we try to have fun at a reptile show.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yeah. So, what do you mean gimmicks, man? I thought we were all doing like a Pokemon thing right now. Like, did I?
Well, I'm a trapper, dude.
Nobody?
Oh,
Just trapping? Just trapping?
didn't see that message. My bad.
Yeah. We discussed Trap Fest gear for this one.
Okay, my bad. Oh yeah, black shirts. I forgot.
Yeah.
What do you have on you, Dave?
The problem might have lied on me
This
because
is,
I'm not of age
can-
to wear Pokemon stuff. I don't do Pokemon, like that's like my son's stuff. So
Oh, that's fine.
Not
Bob
saying
gets it.
that, like,
Bob
I'm that
doesn't
old,
get it.
but-
Bob gets it.
But I'm confused. Are you Jake the Snake or
Jake,
yeah.
the Ekans Robinson.
Okay. I'll let it slide.
I think that works. I thought that was
It
well done.
works.
Hey,
It'll work.
I love the effort. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
the results. The effort is always
Looks
about
good.
the same. You put
Yeah,
you
good
put a lot of
about
effort
that.
into it.
That's not what you're wearing to the show, right? There will be
no.
children.
This is. I honestly, I whipped this up just a couple hours ago for this because I misunderstood. But yeah, no, we're fine. I can
Yeah,
do this.
you'll be turned away.
Yeah, no. I was gonna use this before the show. I'll do something a little more shirt on at the show. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
So I have ball pythons, guys. Let's get rolling.
Yeah, Dave, let's get it started. Start off with a topic and we'll answer. You
So,
started off. You
Do you
come up
really
with a
think
topic
that
and we'll
VPI is the
respond.
superior Xanthic at this point?
Yeah, I do.
Dang.
I'm gonna say yeah for sure.
Hey, is that just based on that there's more Xanthic DG clowns out there than SK DG clowns, or what are you basing that on?
I'm 100% basing it on the fact that if you put a VPI combo of any sorts next to a TSK combo of any sorts, sure, they look almost visually identical, but the VPI is going to cost more.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I've always argued that VPI was a little better. I just thought, when Stormtrooper hit, we saw a lot more combos coming out from there than we did for VPI for a little bit, up until the clowns and the DG stuff.
I'll say the reason I give VPI the nod is if I would think. I don't know. I don't have the exact numbers, but I would imagine VPI is in people's projects at like a 10-to-1 ratio to any other line of Xanthic.
That's what it seems to me as well. Like it seems to be more in demand because of that, because it fits in everybody's project way better. They already have it. So
if
they
you
don't
come
come
to
to
me
a
with
second
a
line.
TSK Xanthic puzzle, I'll say like, man, awesome snake, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
and that's what a lot of people would say as well.
Yeah. So that's why I give VPI the nod. But realistically, like could you put a TSK, VPI, all these on the table and say like pick out the lines? I'd be like, no, not really.
That's
So
exactly.
imagine
I don't feel one
TSK.
superior in looks.
Yeah, superior looks wise, like TSK, VPI, MJ, Jolliffe. If you put them all on one table,
I couldn't pick them.
Couldn't pick them out. It's just like putting a bunch of Het Monsoons and a bunch of normals on the table. Couldn't pick them out.
I thought that was the midway point.
Is that our cue? Is that our cue?
We're going there.
Hey, that was epic. That was epic.
So we'll get back to that. We always get back to that. But all right, so that's fair. But for a minute there, the Black Xanthic, before we found out it was the same as SK, was kind of thought to be the more investable project in some people's eyes. Rarity. Some people thought the end product was going to be better, but it just didn't work out that way.
Is it because who was pushing the project to start with that bumps the price? Because obviously, with Justin working only VPI, that kind of drives the market also.
Certainly, yeah.
So I agree with all that. I mean, I've always liked VPI myself personally. I've always been a VPI guy. I've always said the VPIs look better as adults. Just there was in my opinion, for about 5-6 years post Stormtrooper, I just saw a lot going on with the SK stuff until the DG Xanthic Clowns, and now yes, I'm seeing more VPIs.
Certainly seems like I don't think it really matters. For me, if the looks are the same, I want the line that the most people work with. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to sell animals, right? I obviously want to advance projects and keep stuff back to myself, but I also want to have animals that other people want as well. And I could make a DG Xanthic Confusion Spot Nose Jolliffe, like with Jolliffe, and I'm not sure how well that one will sell, So that one might be tough. It'd be a beautiful snake, but it might be tough. And,
I'm sure there's a spot in South Carolina for the Jolliffe Xanthics.
Hey, maybe, but your market's fairly.
Someone's definitely wanting that.
Sure, I mean, I'm sure someone out there is, but it's probably at a.
Probably a super tiger Xanthic too. If anybody has it in their collection still, man, I bet you it's beautiful.
Yeah. I just want to work stuff that other people are working as well, right? If a new line of Clown came out that looked the same as Clown but was incompatible with it, I wouldn't work with that.
That's a good way to look at it too. I hadn't even thought of it that way. If there was another Clown that came out, who would care?
Right, it was incompatible, and it was just like, okay, well, yeah, we're already here with Clown, why start all over again? Now, if
you found another Xanthic line that's incompatible with all the other genes, would you even pursue it?
No.
Not at this point. But
exactly.
As far as there is a lot of TSK stuff still. There is, and I do value it because there's a decent amount of it out there, and people do really like it. I've sold it well personally, but I have both lines, and the projects that I feel are the most relevant today is not going to get TSK for me. It's going to get VPI, just because I know that's kind of how most people would lean.
But during COVID, man, John Day championed that project really well. I mean, he pushed it, and people were, going nuts over it. And he made amazing animals,
Yeah. It's not to say that TSK is bad by any stretch whatsoever, but it's just, if I'm going to start plugging them into projects that I want to be working on in 10 years still, am I going to put that kind of time in? And do I feel confident enough that the rest of the market is going to do the same thing as well? Because there's no, all of a sudden, if I go down the TSK DG Xanthic puzzle road, and Bob, you go down the VPI road, our projects don't overlap at all. I can't buy from you. You can't really buy from me.
No, but your prices could be very different.
True. Yeah.
Based on that.
And the snake look the exact same.
Sure. Yeah.
And people will be like, I don't understand why, why. But it's just because
it's a hard thing to value something differently based on that.
On compatibility,
but it is true, though. Yeah.
So would you guys put the VPI DG Xanthic Clown ahead of the TSK in price, or because of lack of availability, TSK would be worth more?
I would probably put the VPI up top.
Yeah, I don't think it would be worth more just because, like y'all just said, they would they would be producing something that wouldn't be harder to sell because there's less people wanting it.
Your market is so small in comparison.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fair. I get that. Like I
You
said,
gotta
I'm all
consider-
DPI, but I do know people put the effort into TSK still.
Yeah, for sure. But you got to take into the consideration is like the biggest investors currently, like all your biggest investors are gonna buy from very specific guys, right? So most of these big investors are following guys, let's say Ozzy, Justin, Miguel, whoever. Most of these breeders are working VPI. So whatever they're buying in is already VPI. Whatever project they're working, it's easier to pick up animals that are already in that project. If you want to pick up a Confusion, DG, as Andrew, Clown, whatever, it's going to be VPI. So,
I agree, but I do think it matters. I do think what is a consideration too is that we're talking about the elite level project right here. That's what we're all talking about. We're not talking about Xanthic pieds and stuff that's at that $500 pet range that people really want as pets. They don't plan to breed.
The pet person doesn't give
At
a
that
shit
point,
about a
we're
line.
not talking about anything.
Right.
At that point, I think we're good. And that
Jobs back in. Yeah.
I don't know about that one because we did talk about a visual difference with the other three, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I do think for that level, if you're not trying to go for that elite top level project and you're at that mid tier or lower tier and you're doing pets or mid tier investments and stuff, I think TSK is probably pretty safe for everybody still.
Fine. Totally fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I literally just did this like 5 years, not even 5 years ago. I didn't work Xanthic whatsoever, and then bought a DG Xanthic, and it happened to be VPI.
Yeah.
And then it like, and then I start to like think ahead, and I'm like, okay, so if I do this, and then it comes down to like I'm reaching out to people somebody just hatched a hypo puzzle 66 head Xanthic, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, if that tests out, I'd be interested in that. And then he's like, oh, by the way, it's TSK. I was like, fuck.
Right.
Sorry, dude. It's
I've
out.
heard that a lot because I still TSK stuff, but you hear it for sure.
Yeah. So like, no, I had to go like 5 years ago. I had to pick a line and say this is what I'm going to do, and for me it was just the availability of the customer base with it.
But that's where your goals are, and that's where your mind is. It's at the top.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a little more forward thinking there.
How about this? So where again, a lot of people are still trying to work past a lot of their clown projects, past all their DG clown projects.
Oh, clown.
Xanthic DG clowns? Is there a place for pastel in that?
Yes and no. I have the visuals, pastel Xanthic DG clown, and yes, it's a pretty animal. And I'll be honest, it's prettier than the regular Xanthic DG clown, which I also have. But now
I'll say the same for the non-Xanthic too. They're just visually, in my opinion.
Yeah, like a pastel DG Xanthic, in my opinion, is prettier than a regular DG Xanthic.
Yeah.
However, for the investment side, as your investment animal, especially a male, having the pastel where it's going to go into half of your clutches, and then down the road, we already know what a pastel Batman looks like as an adult. You don't really need that pastel in there, And one of the biggest ingredient for clown combos down the road, that's like one of the most important project, is black pastel. And if you want to work black pastel into your clown projects, and then you already have pastel, that screws it up because everyone knows a pewter clown.
And just dark genes in general, just dark stuff in general. If you want to go acid stranger, you go down the road with it. That's your goal.
Kills most of those. So
there's a lot of stuff it does limit. There's some stuff it will work really, really well, like pastel chocolate and stuff like that. Like there's going to be some that work
with pastel amazing, real good.
But it's just like anything else. I don't think you want an abundance of any one thing.
Sure.
Right?
Exactly.
It's like any.
Honestly, I like the point of view of avoiding black pewters. I never really thought about that fact. But you're right. If you're going to go that route, it's going to make a shittier animal. You're going to lose a lot of that contrast. So I get that.
Yeah. It might be cool in its own right. Like a black pewter DG Xanthic clown might look like TV static. Like it'll have like a ton of texture to it, but it's probably not giving you that contrast that everyone's really after.
I made a black pewter DG clown and then a black pewter spot nose DG clown. I'll be honest, at 1,000 grams, a regular black pastel DG clown or a regular spot nose DG clown looks way better.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that for sure.
Do you think we'll get to a point with like these triple recessive visuals where instead of saying DG Xanthic Clown, we start saying
ADC? I think
Yeah.
people are already saying that
Are you
one.
doing it? Well, I know we're doing a little bit, but like, yeah. You know,
I think they all get it. I think
had
they should all get a
times
name.
for ass, and I still forgot what letter came second after I said D.
These are all combos that I think should get a name, like all the triples, because it is starting to get kind of annoying on tubs. Triple head, you know, like
yeah. If we, I've
labels
never
are
thought
getting
to
big.
abbreviate recessives that blanket. Like that's crazy at this point, but yeah, you probably could do that. A lot of us are there already, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. Like, but every time you have to write out Desert Ghost Xanthic, triple hat, Desert Ghost Xanthic.
Yeah. An
Like,
ABC. There we go.
I don't
ADC.
write out anything. So in
You just
everyone's
print them,
collection,
yeah.
you have your own way of like writing stuff out, right? So if your whole collection is abbreviated, let's say DG, obviously is just DG.
Like ID numbers, like you
Right.
would.
Clown is just CL, Xanthic's AX, you know, so it's just even the longest tag at my place would be like 10 letters. So
Okay, yeah. And you can read it just the way looking at it, you know what it is, just looking at it.
But
Yeah.
I won't be able to read it.
no,
You know what I mean?
I do my ID numbers that way, so I should be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, even in like a general conversation like this, not having to say DG Xanthic Clown 9 times, like, you know, doing the abbreviation. That's my whole point. I don't give a fuck what we do on our tubs. In conversation, would it flow better?
Yeah,
that's cool in person though, but on
a
something like this, so you're gonna lose people so fast.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's fine.
But we have names for some of them, like there's Grail, Holy Grail.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones?
What's
that?
Kikis.
Oh, Kikis, yeah. Kikis, yeah. Yeah, oddly enough, I don't use that one. I just say G-Stripe Clown. Yeah.
Sure, it sounds so good.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right, we'll go back to Monsoon because we brought it up early. So, what was the gene that we were talking about pattern-wise that might be attached, like Velcro or something you called it?
It was fractal. Brad Diaz in Canada coined a gene fractal, and was calling those, like, he had basically picked out he started picking out those and said that those were the Het Monsoons, and then throughout time and as time's gone on, people have proven that just because it has that look does not mean it is 100% Het Monsoon. I forget who. Somebody just did a post about this not that long ago. I forget who it was. I was just talking to them about it.
I thought I screenshot it because I wanted to read it beforehand. I couldn't find the screenshot. But yeah, that was the whole thing that brought this question up. You know, with the amount of time that Monsoon floated around the hobby, it really grabbed hold of a lot of shit around it. You know, it was in a special project heavy for some reason.
A lot of stranger
attached to. Now we're talking about this other project it could be attached to. Like, I don't know if any of them were in the origin started with it, but yeah, when you get other things like that popping up, and you know, we'll go back to Fractal. How do you ID the hets? Because again, now there's a variable.
I don't think you do, but that's just me.
Shut the fuck up, Will. Shut the fuck up.
Hey,
I'm not gonna take the bait. There's
no bait here. This isn't
like I don't know. I don't even we're gonna really work with it, so I have no fucking idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's a better approach.
It's a project I don't have a huge personal interest in, so I didn't even look at all the drama and stuff that's going on with it. It's just irrelevant to me.
I sent you guys a picture. I sent you guys a picture of a het
earlier.
Right? I sent you guys a picture of the Het Monsoon earlier. You can pretty much tell it's Het Monsoon.
Yeah, there's some.
I guess.
Sure, it has a look.
But if I took that same animal and I threw it in a box of 100 other normals, you're not gonna be able to pick it out.
Yeah. Right. But you would with a leopard or a Enchi or a
Enchi, leopard, any other codon,
you
pretty
would
much
see those.
pastel, anything, yellow belly. You should be able to pick it out.
Well, in some combinations, yes, but you know, I brought up the whole paint thing from the beginning was called simple. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not going to say codom anymore. I'm sorry. So you know, paint was codom in the beginning. Once you got deeper into combos, you couldn't really ID it. You could see a little difference there, but once you start really piling on stuff, I thought the het markers really got hidden, and I think it's better off to consider
that's the case with a lot of things. Right? There's lots of combos where like, oh shit, is that got entry in it, or like blackhead spot nose combos. They almost mask each other. Like
Yeah,
there's
there's
lots of
obvious genes that are
ex-
hard to see still. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, there's lots of examples of stuff where it's like, oh, geez, I'm not sure, which is
But with
why,
paint, I don't have a lot of just regular het paint. I've made a handful of that stuff, and there ain't no way, like even adding just 2-3 genes in there, there's no way I could guarantee if they were pos het paints, no chance I'd be able to pick those out.
Right.
I mean,
my
it's like
stance is
it's
if
a
they were
weak
so easy to
granite look.
pick
It's
out,
like a weak granite.
if they were so easy to pick out, we wouldn't have been dying for the shed test for it for the last 3
Correct.
years.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Now some of them are super obvious, like they're very granity, and that's a het paint. You know, I mean, they pick up some of that, and
Dude,
some of them are just so diluted and weak, like you wouldn't be able to know. You know,
I'm sure you've seen puzzle like that. Het puzzles. Some
Oh,
het
definitely.
puzzles are like,
oh man,
for sure this
the
is
whole
het.
face looks puzzly, you know, but
Yep.
they're het.
But they're het, and then there's some that look completely fucking normal.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean,
well,
het tri-stripes and het
Yeah.
G-stripes, they have
Yep.
a lot of influence.
pieds
You
lots
know.
of times, right? Like het
Mhm.
pieds stuff. Yeah.
People used to say het clowns and het hypos have their own markers, but
Mhm.
if you can't definitively pick them out of a group of 100, let's say if you have 50 of these and 50 of these, if you threw me a box of 100 animals and 50 of them are pastels and 50 of them normals, and I
You're
can
gonna
say
go
I can guarantee
100%.
pick them out at
Yeah.
100% accuracy, then yes, we consider it a codom, right? Leopards, enchies, calicos, fires. If I can 100% pick them out from a box of normals, but with the hets, man, that's why we use a recessive on them.
Even 80%.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
there's obviously always going to be those ones, but yeah, like you're not going to put a box of 50 Mojaves, 50 pastels, and 50 normals on the table and be like, mistake a Mojave for a normal. Like,
Right.
that's
Fancies.
just not going to happen. Yeah, you know. So, but you would with all these hets that we're talking about, puzzles,
Definitely.
pieds, clown, like for sure. You're essentially at some point you're just guessing,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Well, you know, a
It's-
couple old school examples, and I'm sure Chad remembers the days, but I remember like back in the early 2000s at Daytona, there'd be a table with like 20 adult pos het pies. You'd have 3 dudes standing over and flipping the snakes
be
over,
one of
picking
them.
out which ones they
That's
wanted
shit I would be
first.
buying. Yep.
Mhm.
And then, you know, again, talking about genes being attached, when the leopard came out, everybody said every leopard had to be het pie. They said that for years until
Yeah.
finally that gene separated.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about het clowns having a look, yeah, het clowns arguably do and don't have a look. And then Blade got thrown in there, and that fucked up ID and anything because people
Big
thought that
time.
was another gene kind of associated. But you know what a Blade pattern looks like in a het clown or even without it.
And
Mhm.
like
No, we're-
to be
Yeah,
fair,
we're
if
kind of
it's a,
dumb. Let's not.
if it's a
pretend I'm dumb.
funky looking,
I've said a lot of dumb predictions in this hobby. I was very adamant for the longest time that I thought that Stranger was very similar, if not the same as Mahogany, based on one combination I saw.
I thought that until I had it in my hands. Like, holy shit, they're very different once I got them. It's been a few
Yeah.
years now, but once you get those, like, there can be super high expression mahoganies, but most of them aren't.
Yeah.
Strangers, I've never had a low expression stranger. They're very, very high
Genetic tester
expression.
strangers, man. Het monsoons are popping up everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, what's the going on with that? Do we bring that up to Erica? I haven't really dove into that.
Got to
one
be
either.
through Roland and all the Moray stuff that's compatible, right?
Yeah,
It would be
I've never
all the
tested any of my
strangers
stranger
that
stuff.
have come over.
Mine-
A lot have proven.
I've
het.
never tested it, but I sold an Azanthic stranger to a customer, and they called me and let me know that it came back
They
het
tested it.
monsoon. Yeah.
Holy shit!
That's sick.
So obviously the original stranger male I still have. He's a double het Azanthic lavender
Mhm.
albino. So technically now he's stranger triple het monsoon.
And so
lavender
obviously
albino,
it wasn't so crazy that it was like, oh, this is just definitely different than
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah, I could not
Right?
tell.
Just right.
You mean the het monsoon, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Now, if you're breeding posset, like if you have a posset monsoon clutch and you're looking at your clutch and you see these 3 look funky and these 3 look totally normal, I would put
Sure.
my money on the funky
Those
ones.
are hets.
That's the case
Yeah.
with the pieds and the and the
Right.
puzzles
That's
and
just
the,
common sense.
it's just how
But
we
you wouldn't
breed,
put but you wouldn't put your reputation on it and sell it as a het.
no, fuck no.
for a lot of
no
money,
chance.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And
those
you
are the
don't
ones I'll
have
hold
to
back
anymore
for
because-
myself. But if I'm selling them, they're still possets. Yeah.
That's fair. So are you selling Posset Monsoon still if you could test the shed?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think
They
so.
are.
So back to on the Moray, when they tested the Moray sheds against the Monsoon sheds, is it hit in the exact same spot? Is it something a little different?
I believe it's the same exact thing. Same exact.
Same
thing.
exact. Okay.
As far as I'm
That's what I
concerned,
think.
it was.
That's what
I know they're compatible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So realistically, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I wasn't saying they were different because I've always thought they were exactly the same. I just meant, well, now they have the test. I don't know if it could be like on a different location on the allele that's throwing a similar kind of thing. I don't know if they were layered on because I don't know if the argument is there was a single het monsoon one day 20, 30 years ago in the hobby that bred all these different mutations, got to Europe, and then suddenly, boom, there's monsoons in every collection now.
well,
So, like,
the big
the
thing
origin-
I
I
would just
don't.
assume it was like the banana coral blow thing more so than anything else.
So ball pythons have this weird way of doing that. It's like it's almost like I don't know. It was like an Illuminati in the ball python world that's pulling strings.
There's
or
always
something.
two.
There's
two or
yeah,
something.
bro, and they're like
There's
in
two
different
of
parts
the
of the
rarest
world.
thing ever in the world. But there's two of
Exactly,
them.
and they're popping up in yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
'cause Dave-
Illuminati, aka Noah, or what? Are
right?
we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But from as far as I know, Dave had a fairly closed collection and popped his monsoon stuff out, and then I'm not sure if anyone's been able to make that link between Roland and Dave's collection, what animal it would have been or whatever. But
Just
for Roland to pop out
don't quote
and
me on it,
Dave,
but his stuff came out of like crystal stuff, like special and Mojave crystal stuff.
right? But did Roland's
but yeah, that's where Dave's came from and
Right.
his monsoon stuff.
So is this like who did the original specials? We lost him a few years ago in the hobby. He passed away. Was he
Baker?
he wasn't the no-co line. There was one other
Baker.
Bakers.
Baker
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
was
Baker line.
Dave working with Baker stuff?
I believe it was, yeah.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah,
I would,
I think the early crystal stuff was all Baker, I believe.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. I honestly don't
but,
know.
Yeah, but I would assume so.
But I would, yeah, same.
But I will say that's the reason I didn't buy Monsoon to start with, because every single one of them was special or Mojave.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the origin story on the Stranger Gene was? How that collection founded? Was it in like some butter pastel het clown stuff that made some funky clowns originally? Or do you guys know anything about that?
That sounds familiar. Something about he made like a really crazy butter clown or something along those lines. Honestly, it's so long ago now that I just don't even pay attention to how it got here. I just know that it's here. You know,
just kind of conspiracy theory spitballing where some of this original monsoon could have been floating, maybe the heaviest at one point, and then trickled out in the industry. Somebody has the ability of shipping overseas. For all you know, the monsoon gene could have been, well, I would say clown, but I don't know if Dave was working with clown at all. So I don't know, man. Because their original, when they hit the monsoon overseas, it was, I think they hit like a clown monsoon before they ever hit just a monsoon.
I don't know that for sure, but I know they hit clown monsoon stuff for sure, or moray.
So these are all theories.
Yeah, the first moray stuff I saw overseas, like what you were talking about, the first ones I saw were already in clown.
Yeah, it was that fire moray clown thing. Yeah. Cool looking snake for sure.
Oh, they're cool. Are you still any of you guys going the monsoon clown route?
I have some. I'm not a big fan of it. I have them. I'll always be honest. Not everything needs to go to clowns.
Yeah.
Or monsoons.
Or and it's like people are like, oh, I found this new gene monsoon, or I'm buying in this new gene monsoon. I gotta breed it to a clown. I'm like, you really don't. Like, look at Puzzle. Look at Puzzle. It did fine without clown. And
it's way better without clown.
You can honestly argue that Puzzle is incompatible with clown. Incompatibility being that it doesn't show up, right? So a monsoon, I'll be honest, you show me a monsoon clown next to a regular monsoon, it doesn't really.
It'll be tough. Other than the head, man, I don't know what else will
cool,
see.
but it's not like, wow, this thing is crazy. It's not. It didn't do that. It just it's
cool. a lot of work for that little bit of like
right.
Better.
I think monsoon will have a future in other projects. There's other things you can do with monsoon.
DG is Anthic is a no-brainer.
DG is Anthic, like that monsoon even. Or
I think Hypo DG stuff like that would be cool too.
For sure.
So,
albino.
Hell yeah.
Why not, man?
Candy, buddy. Go candy if you're going albino.
There we go.
G-stripe monsoon.
That one, I'm actually like, I don't think it's gonna look cool, but I'm really curious about like those are two super dominant genes.
I'll fuck around. Work on it.
So, 7
he'll have a 1.3.
Yeah, we'll fuck around with that one. Let's see what happens. But those are two mega dominant genes that I'd be interested to see how they like collide. I don't know.
That's fair.
It'll look like ass and it'll be wholesaling it real quick, but I just want to see it. I just want to do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Well, if it looks bad, don't show it off.
Yeah, just
No,
pretend it
you
never
gotta
happened.
show it
Just
off.
say you never hit it.
Yeah, I bring it
You
up.
I
gotta
don't know what
show it.
happens.
Yeah, I bring it up now and again, and I told you guys I made that champagne sunset like 7 years ago from Ben's stuff, and I never showed that thing to anybody. It looked so fucking bad. Like I thought that thing was gonna be beautiful.
It was
fucking
that
touch
tough?
it before it was already fucked.
Hey, I'll be honest. When Austin showed up to Tinley and he showed me a pastel Mojave monsoon pied, I just told him straight up, don't post it.
Yeah,
I feel bad. I like Austin. I was like, don't show that animal to anybody.
Yeah, the pastel's not doing it any favors.
Yeah.
you can go too far, man. I'll be honest, on some of these clown combos, we're reducing the pattern down so much. It's the same thing we did with codons for like a decade ago. We
Dude,
threw a bunch at, so
100%.
we really broke it down to nothing.
Watch it all away. Yeah.
Produce the grayest snake possible.
But it did. Some of these do look kind of cool, but no. Puzzle stuff. Have you guys found that special 3 ingredient set that you think really makes the pattern better consistently to where you could add more genes and not lose anything or get to more?
Buddy,
of a
we're
model?
working on it day by day over here.
What was that?
I said we're working on it day by day. That's like that's the focus. It can't happen soon enough. The expectations are so high for this stuff, and like it just takes so much time because everything has to be a multi-recessive, with the right codom in it, and like I don't really want to, we'll just keep making ingredients that stack, and we know we're going to hit. Once we hit, it's going to be amazing. But we're still trying to stack all those 2 genes and the right recessives together. But yeah, it's every cluck of action is like promising.
You think will happen? What's the prettiest puzzle?
The
In my
prettiest
opinion?
puzzle.
Yeah, the
DJ
prettiest
Xanthic is
puzzle
gonna
that
For
be
you
me,
think
fucking
like
can
nuts.
be
Desert Ghost in really like I want to see black pastel yellow belly Desert Ghost.
Yeah,
Then play with pattern
that'd
with
be
leopard and
nice.
spot nose, and like I'm going paint and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Just I want to keep
Puzzle
playing
paint.
with that puzzle pattern and that color and contrast. So
So
all that stuff. And
Some
then
of those
dark
black
theme.
pastels are nice.
Yeah,
Those
yes.
black pastel
And-
puzzles
and then
combos I've
Cypress
seen
too.
recently.
I like
Cypress.
how it's doing something to the pattern and the contrast. So it's a really good. That's a really good addition to go into
you
your
both
recessives
made
too.
the Cypress puzzles, right?
Yeah.
Joe and
I
Ted, you
finally
did
hit
both.
one. It's not. Mine's black pastel yellow belly, or not yellow belly, but I don't believe it's yellow belly, but I'll test it.
I'm thinking.
And,
I'm. DG puzzles I love them. I'm really focused right now on white lace puzzle stuff.
no, I would be too if I had it like that. Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
that's kind of a focus right now. It's like white lace puzzle, like super OD, black pastel, white lace, like that kind of approach. Add Cypress in there.
100%. Yeah.
I had a couple heartbreakers this year, like pastel Cypress lace hat puzzle girls go to 30 mil and resort.
Yeah.
But it'll happen
think I
eventually,
have a
right?
couple
This
like
shit
that this
all
year,
takes
too.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, William, you're still pushing a lot of different combos. You're still putting a lot of codiamond genes in your puzzle stuff.
More so than recessives, honestly.
Yeah, more so than most people too, in all honesty. Because
I'm trying to get the
I think
right
that's one thing
codoms and the right double recessive. That's my goals.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that most of the industry right now is going for those double, triple recessives and paint at the moment. That's kind of slowing down just seeing some basic fucking combos with some codoms thrown in there. And that's not a problem because that's the way to go.
If you don't do it, you're going to be behind. Like you can't wait. You can't wait to keep hitting things in order. It's just the wrong mentality now.
Today's logic, I couldn't agree more. And that's kind of what slowed down seeing more combos in Sunset as everyone's going double, triple, quad recessive now. We're not seeing basic combos to know how to build on it once we get to the double or triple recessive.
Yeah. But
So
we're still like with stacking the right 3 recessives or 2 recessives and the right super incomplete dom, like there's still so much to do with just what we have,
Dude, we can do a shit ton still with just like straight
it's a lot.
Just
I'm not coming off
no recessive
towards puzzle, by the way. I'm very pro puzzle. I'm just saying that based on what the norm in the hobby is, it shifted to triple recessive with my puzzle compared to I want to see every combo possible like we did with clowns for 20 years.
I love the fact that everyone's going down that triple puzzle road.
Just to get there, because we're all going there anyways.
I
Are
wanted
we
to
all
go
going there? I don't know. Like some of us have a little advantage there, but I don't think that many people are doing that. Or
No,
can.
but like there's enough people shooting for like the DG Hypo puzzle. DG Xanthic
100%.
puzzle will be coming up.
Yeah.
And my whole strategy there is like I'm gonna focus on building the Kodam side of things.
Yes.
Really getting the right ones.
Well,
And
you,
then I just
get in
plug
early
in
on
I
that.
just I get a good mail, plug it in, and way I go.
But that's so like that's still like 4 years out from what other people can do. You know, like it takes so much time.
Oh, it does. Yeah, for sure. It takes a long ass time to get all this going.
So with the white lace or lace puzzle stuff you're making right now,
Just lace so far.
okay, when you put the lace puzzle next to like your DG puzzle stuff, are you seeing like is the lace tweaking the
Halfway.
pattern?
Lace, I think it does. Yeah, you get a lot more like belly shit going on. They're a little more funky. They have a little bit more wackiness to them. The DG puzzle is much more clean, no question about it. And like if you go DG puzzle versus lace puzzle, the DG puzzle blows it out of the fucking water because it's just
because lace
it's not
is
there
copy.
yet. It's one copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we'll see. The white lace puzzle should be pretty cool, but man, I have a soft spot in my my heart for the DG puzzle stuff. I love that project, and it, every single time I hatch one, you see them in the egg, you're like, fuck, like that's.
I like what's funny is DG is not only changing the color; it definitely does something with the pattern.
Yeah,
it completely
really,
does. It's changing the pattern on that snake.
We've seen what in that pastel yellow belly, and normal, and like DG puzzle, bro. When we get into like spot nose, like.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Black pastel
I'm
spot nose.
so excited.
Dude,
I'm gonna not show too much. I've shown some, but just the DG puzzle stuff I've hatched, and they're nothing new. Like they're not, just non-pastel stuff and some pastel stuff. I have some super pastels.
Yeah.
But man, the quality of the non-pastel stuff that I'm hatching, it's so good by itself already.
And
such
dude,
a foundation to work with.
So
just adding
about that.
anything is going to be a huge improvement.
I was so glad to see you start making those because I was so worried because I was making pastel DG puzzles and I was seeing DG puzzles coming out of Europe and I was kind of like, is that what it's going to do? And then I started seeing yours and Will Nussman's too. And I was like, okay.
The patterns are awesome. Even the pastel stuff's pattern different and the super pastel stuff's really it's super busy, super clean. Visually, it's awesome. I like what that did too. But, it's going to make everything pastel. We're going to have to figure that out. But it's not a terrible problem with that.
Just go DJ Xanthic with it because a pastel DJ Xanthic puzzle will be fucking
exactly. No
nice.
question. But just that's exciting. And then the hypo and Xanthic and all that stuff down the road mixed in. That's just where my head has been, and probably a lot of people are,
Are you doing any pattern
things and trying to add their spice into it?
Like pattern double recessive puzzle stuff? Are you doing any of that? Like obviously clown.
I'm working on
like
I have
paint.
I have double hats with several genes, and but I'm mixing all that. It's just I need another.
I just was thinking like two recessives that are like pattern, like puzzle and another pattern one that'll fight. Like G Stripe, I don't think is the play. Clown's not the play. Paint is a wild card. That one could be really cool. I've got some double hat
real close
zebra
on that.
puzzles. No idea what that'll do. Again,
hell yeah, making that inchy.
Yeah, super inchy puzzle, bro. Yeah.
I like how the minor incomplete DOM stuff affects puzzle patterns so much.
Yeah, me too.
And that's just where my head is. Making supers of the like vanilla, super vanilla, and super asphalts, and those are the things that I really value a lot. And I just want to see. I can't see it going bad.
The other thing with puzzle that I'll say is like no two end up the same. Like I've hatched 5 different looks of just pastel puzzle. There's ones with like squiggles down their back, one with really high sides, that blocky pattern, the ones that are like, it's like there's a bunch of different looks all within just one gene.
There could be, like crested geckos, there could be all these other little poly traits that float around in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's
like
it's
weirdo.
over my head. There we go. Weirdo, whatever, cryptic.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
So is weirdo and cryptic the same thing out of Ozzy, or is the weirdo thing one thing out of Ozzy and the cryptic thing is another thing?
Cryptic, as far as I know, I have not seen any weirdo like that. It was somebody.
I think it was describing cryptic as like more of a look. I don't know that it was shed tested, and you would have to have shed tested it to know. Like, but I don't know that had been done.
So that early clutch of puzzles that I had over here, I think I bred like a spot nose head puzzle to a pastel spot nose head puzzle. it made a cryptic puzzle in there. Now that could have been accidentally added from Ben making hats.
A shed
Or there
tested
could have been some
cryptic puzzle or
cryptic stuff in
a
there
puzzle
early.
that you called
Was it a
cryptic?
shed tested animal?
Wasn't shed tested. It's pretty fucking
Wow.
obvious, unless it's the weirdo. I know. Well, I could try to track the animal down. I'm gonna put a little wanted poster online. Someone can find this.
There we
thing.
go.
Yeah.
Because
What do
I've
you guys
hatched,
find over
I've
there?
hatched cryptics and I've hatched kryptons, not tons, and I hatched a lot of puzzles so far. And man, to like, yes, they have a similar face and head pattern. It's similar, but when you look at them, when I'm really looking at them, they're not similar enough to me to write one off or over the other.
Yeah,
Like they're
and especially
different
when
enough
you
to me,
combo
and the
them
stuff
up.
and the stuff that I've made personally.
Yeah.
So my final argument on why it could be cryptic, because there are 3 different mutations so far that I ran into in Ben's projects, whether it was something called Jaguar, something called Joppa, and I think maybe one other thing where I bred clowns to them, and I made Kryptons in that clutch. So he may have had a very large group. So I'm going to still lean towards my assumption that I made a cryptic clown or a cryptic puzzle, because there's nothing else it could have been to make it look that way, at least in that area.
Until someone shows me a shed result.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to work on that.
That's where I'd be on it too.
Yeah, I've actually had some guys that have said, "Oh, I have a cryptic puzzle," and I said, "Like, yo, are you sure it's cryptic?" Like, "Oh, no, for sure it is." And I was like, "I'll pay for the shed test just to know that that's
Their
what it
heads
looks
are
like."
so damn wacky, man. When you start getting
and they don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
Every time I've offered, "Hey, I'll send in the shed. I'll pay for it." And everyone just, no, I'm not really interested.
It's kind of odd.
Why? Let's get to the bottom of it, you know. But yeah,
I would want to know.
I have hatched some really, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably because it's a super spot nose. Why it looks like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of wondering if it could be Powerball, but I don't think it was Powerball. It had no wobble.
Yeah, probably not. Probably just a regular spot nose puzzle.
It's not a spot nose puzzle compared to every other spot nose puzzle I've ever seen. It looks nothing like that, personally.
So I've been hatching some really funky puzzles out of Puzzle Het Clown. Not Puzzle Clown, but Puzzle Het Clown. Like
since you've told me that and seen some of yours, I'm going to play with that a little bit. I think it's worth it.
And dude, and I people have said, "Oh, they're cryptics." I've shed tested them from cryptic, negative.
They're
shed test
super
Het
busy.
Clown. They're totally like a pastel spot nose puzzle Het Clown.
Yeah,
is
crazy.
10 times different than a pastel spot nose puzzle. Way
different. Chad, you're gonna make a bunch of that stuff, right? Because you're using so many double head DG clown animals.
Well, yeah.
I'm sacrificing some of my double het DG clown females with really good codoms to go puzzle and with the DG, and they'll be I will write off the het clown really, but I'll test them so I know, so I don't make visual clowns on purpose.
But they might change.
But I just find like that makes the best idea for me to take the projects that I want to go. I can go farther with that project than other people can if I do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll agree on this,
right?
Clown puzzle is kind of a waste of time. There's really no reason. You can pursue if you want to pursue. I know, Will, you put a lot of time in. Keep doing what you're doing. But what about
not really? I bred a few snakes together and grew them up.
That's fine.
Like, not a whole lot more time than anything.
That's cool. Maybe like 4 years of your life, maybe a little bit of hair that was right here.
4 years
and you to have a
10
really
days.
strong emotional reaction to how
he
bad
wants me to be really upset about it, but I don't get really upset about any project. Just whatever.
I was kind of happy about it because I'm an asshole, but
okay.
that's just because I'm an asshole. But what if you use those same mats and go the Krypton route? Krypton puzzle combos.
Why would I do that?
Because it's a dead end already, man. Find something else to do with fucking animals.
Puzzles. They're het puzzles. It's not a dead end.
Just take it puzzle. You could take it
clown. Will, why don't you waste 4 more years of your life?
Yeah, because in 4 years I'll be dressed like Dave, fucking freaking out.
Those double visuals still have value, however you breed them. If you breed them puzzle, they're going to make crazy looking puzzles every time.
Yeah,
that's valuable. That's still cool.
Exactly. I actually for a long time have been making double hat puzzle clowns, knowing it's not the best thing in the world. Like we've known puzzle clowns.
Kind of the reason why I'm doing the same thing, just so I can get DG in there. Right.
3-ish years, 3-ish years, and this year I'm still pairing puzzle combos to clown combos because I have to pull those genes out of clown somehow. Where am I going to get those genes outside of clown? Same thing with Tri-Stripe. Like I'm not all that thrilled about Tri-Stripe.
And as long as you pay attention to what's in your male and female, as long as you shed test that stuff and you know what's what.
Yeah.
Make your pairings accordingly.
Yeah.
So
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I'm
So I
using
feel like
clowns like they're not
It's
clowns.
like trying to avoid making ivories and super fires.
Right. Yeah.
So we're
And to be honest, even if you throw double hit puzzle clowns together and you hit puzzle clowns, they look like clowns anyway. So who gives a shit? Tell them
Sure.
there's a clown.
Yeah. It's not a.
And you'll
not
hit
a
puzzles
huge
in the
loss.
same clutch. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But at least I can pull all those clown genes back into puzzle, which is
Mhm.
outside of doing it that way is very challenging to do.
Yeah. Exactly. That was been my thoughts on it too. Because I mean, some of those girls, I could make a really good instant gratification clutch on them too. But I'm just thinking long game. Like I'm so long game thinking that.
Kick the can down the road a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So do you think it's kind of unfortunate, like you're talking about how you haven't used your clown combos because we don't have any basic genes laying around anymore because we've made clown everything, making it
Right.
harder now. Kind of a bummer. It's really silly how little you can find out there. Even like basic white lace stuff, kind of hard to find.
It'd be easier to find I can do more with a lace clown combo male into some puzzle stuff than I can finding a lace combo to breed
There's
to,
more stacked in there. Yeah, there's more to find.
Yeah.
Damn, I really I was just kind of suggesting, maybe you could use them to make kryptons, and fuck, that was aggressive, man. That was tough.
Yeah.
I just hurt my feelings or anything, but man, I was just like glass half full, maybe it's not a dead end.
The panel is spoken.
Yeah, everyone was like, nah. No.
Hey, now I know.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
No, I'm gonna keep making puzzles with them. Yeah, I think that's the play.
Yeah, that's smart. Like I said, that clown influence in your hats make it look really good.
It seems to be doing something. I'm gonna keep. I should have a few clutches this year, for more of that type of stuff. See if it like continues on. But so far it seems to have been keeps popping up every time I make puzzle hat clowns.
I know, Bob, I think you might have some. You guys work in Mandarin into anything?
Ooh.
I know Bob does. He's shown a couple.
Yeah.
So I think the Super Mandarin is going to be really big next year. And I'll be honest, Mandarin should have always been big, but there was so many fake Mandarins that were sold, it killed the project. And then once I, got my hands on some really legit high quality Mandarins, then I'm like, wow, this project's legit, the Hypo Mandarins being my favorite. I'll be honest, every gene can be improved with Hypo. There's no genes out there where you're the Hypo sucks. Every gene can be improved with a Hypo. But the Hypo Mandarin, in my opinion, is one of the nicest projects right now. And then if you've seen
that's not a Super Mandarin. Is a Mandarin considered an incomplete dom?
I consider a Mandarin incomplete because single gene Mandarins I can pick out, like a legit one. If you have legit Mandarins, I can pick them out. Should be easy.
Okay.
And I honestly, man, I hate the Sunset project so much because I've lost so much money on it. But I think
I just like to talk shit about it because Dave, it ruffles his feathers a little bit.
For sure. I mean, I've lost $200,000 on Sunsets. So just a Hypo Mandarin Sunset, I think, will be pretty. So hopefully we'll make a few of those this year.
Yeah. Might actually make Sunset orange again. Yeah.
Yeah, actually make an orange Sunset.
So we're not going to go for the burgundy look anymore because I kind of like the burgundy.
Yeah, Brock Wagner hates it when I say that sunsets look like dog shit, but just it's up to your flavor. You like it or you don't. You do it. Do you enjoy
the people
dog
that
shit
are the sunset people and they want to make the people that want to make it look good have done such? And
I've seen some that are cool.
Absolutely.
Sure. Right. I've seen some that are cool. And I've seen some that are bad. Real bad.
You gotta be careful with it, no question.
That's computer pin sunsets. I mean, the Hypo Sunset's amazing. I think the Hypo Sunset's cool. Nice.
Right there is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the DG Sunset was probably one of the biggest disappointments in the industry.
That's a surprise. I would expected better.
I think you're gonna see some shit out of that still.
A DG Hypo Sunset or a DG Sunset.
Well, Justin made those, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Right.
Like, they were like,
that's pretty sharp.
Nice.
Yeah,
and
we also considering it's a DG Hypo triple recessive. It has to at least.
It's gonna be good. Anything you put, yeah. But I think the DG Sunset, I think that one, like, I think there's something there. I think you can because the straight DG Sunset. You think pastel? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what it needs. You know what orange brown snake needs is to take all that color away. and just do a
Yeah.
Xanthic DG Sunsets.
Oh, that's a wild card. That one I don't. I don't know what that'll do.
Yeah, I have
That'll
1,000-gram triple hits. That I'm like, dude,
for
this
DG
project's
Xanthic
either
Sunset.
gonna
Yeah.
suck, and
It
they're just all
might
gonna
look
end
like
up with
an
a pre-rose
Xanthic
or
GHI.
I was gonna say
I-
it's gonna look GHI like.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Which is cool.
I'm gonna
A
spend.
GHI
Gotta have
True
it,
Ghost.
buddy. You gotta have it.
I'll make GHI True Ghost over here, and you do like the triple visual recessive, and we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, I just
But like
spent
that,
6 years
you've
to make
got
a
a
$50 snake.
you got a Sunset Calico at your place, and I bet you that thing would look sick with DG.
Yeah, I'm pairing her this week, and I ended up writing it down to pair her to a Mandarin Hypo at Sunset combo. So.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really sick. Mandarin was like you had said, it was one of those genes that like there was a lot of confusion around it. There was the guy pushing it was then importing the black ball stuff, and there was like all this like just I stayed so far away from that project that I wanted nothing to do with it. And I started to like over the last few years, as I've seen people's collections and stuff, you'll see a Super Mandarin Hypo or a Super Mandarin, and I've been like, shit, okay, that you can definitely see that. That's
Right.
Yeah.
there's no question.
There needs
there.
to be somebody, once they hatch enough stuff, it probably has already happened and I have not seen it yet, but there needs to be something maybe on YouTube to say what's what and clear
Right.
the air on that project probably. Because when I see the stuff that Bob shows, obviously I would want that, but that's not what I have seen just usually from the project,
Yeah, but when
I've
you go
seen
to Morph Market, half of them are just like
Yeah.
normal. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's
So
we can't
should
get
it
a
be
Mandarin
recessive
shed.
project?
Well, we can't get a Mandarin shed test soon enough.
Soon. Yeah,
That's
it'll be soon.
and I know they're working on it, but once that's validated and we have a Mandarin test, that should clear
that
up
project
a lot
does
of
need
shit.
that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
To spend real money on it.
That project's price will go through the roof. Once the shed test is confirmed, Justin drops a Super Mandarin Pompeii and it's neon orange. or
Already ready. Yeah.
something like that, right?
A lot of people are gonna realize they don't have Mandarin. It's gonna be a lace thing.
I'll be one of them,
It's gonna
man.
be a
I
lace.
waited
It's
too
gonna
long.
be the exact
Yeah.
same lace debacle. Like, oh, I bought this Mandarin for $5,000, and you're like, you bought a really expensive
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Same
You
thing
can
as
still do
lace. And
something
again,
with
I've screwed up the lace thing. I've sold people laces I thought were for sure laces, and this year I'm replacing animals left and right. To be fair,
Everybody
four
did,
animals
man. It's
total.
not just you. Everybody did.
Yeah.
There was, and the funny thing is, a lot of the people that you sold them to agreed with you that they were lace when they bought
For sure,
them
it's a
too.
codom. I can be
Right?
an asshole and just be like, "Well, we both agreed to it," But no, I'll replace them. I produce
Yeah, of
enough
course.
animals, I'll
That's
replace
yeah.
everything.
It's not hard to replace stuff if you're productive and you produce animals, then that's pretty
Yeah.
easy to do. It might take some time, but
I mean, it happens. It's just that's the name of the game.
You can't get mad at shed testing because you fucked up last year.
Anybody who says that they've never sold a misid'd snake or a missexed snake.
oh
hasn't
man,
sold that
yeah,
many
it
snakes.
happens, dude.
Right.
But
Just-
it's important to make it right. That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
Yeah,
For sure.
and exactly. It's all how do you turn that around and make it
Mhm.
right for the customer and make your customer happy. I mean, to
So
me,
you-
I'll give them something even better. Like hey,
That's what I'm doing this year. Is if
Yes.
you bought a lace head clown from me 2 years ago, or female a year ago, I'm basically replacing it with a lace clown combo this year. So
right,
Yeah, just something for their time at least. I mean, that's
for sure.
better than nothing.
You lost 12 months.
Mhm.
Here's a visual.
sure.
So right now, in your opinion, Mandarins, which you find is your big push for like kind of messing with a new gene, you're just trying to tweak the color, make everything a little more vibrant now.
That's probably my biggest focus for this coming year. I'll be honest, it is one of my biggest focus in project wise is adding Mandarin to a lot of projects because I have Super Mandarins. So, and I know if you put it next to a certain animal, I mean, the color is amazing. And because there's not a lot of it out there, sure, people think there's a lot of it out there, but there really isn't. And I
Not
think
a lot of
people are
good
going to be
quality
running to
examples
add it to
anyways.
their collection. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really big project coming up.
That's I'll tell you. Excuse me. I'll tell you. That's the next gene I'm interested in. Is Mandarin.
I'm hoping you're going to be living near a guy that has them.
Yeah.
We're all
I've
gonna
got-
just have the same shit, like
right. Yeah. Let's just put a big factory together, boys, and just go all under one roof. Yeah.
So Trojan kind of popping up. Justin's been putting in some of his lace stuff. You guys you guys like the Trojan. I liked it until I got a shitty Trojan, and then I stopped liking it. But I want to like Trojan.
Yeah, I got a shitty Trojan, and then freaked me out for a little bit, and then we got a call that it was, she wasn't late, so we're good. Condom joke, but
Oh.
I thought that's where it was going. I was like, okay, yeah, that's where he went.
I don't have
yeah,
any.
no,
of
I,
them.
I just haven't seen enough from Trojan to like that impressed me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, me either. I haven't followed it enough or seen enough from it to give it a
I think
thumbs
there'll
up
be
or
some
thumbs
cool
down.
stuff.
Really,
Just like anything, needs some time. Needs some time. It's not
Mhm.
going to be overnight,
You
right?
need someone to work it. I don't know who's
Yeah.
doing it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely. I've seen some where I've been like, oh shit, yeah, you can definitely see something there, and then I've seen some where I've just been sort of like,
Do you
maybe
think
there's too
anybody's
much
gonna
going
like
on,
focus
or
their whole collection around Trojan or anything
I
like that?
doubt
Like back in
it.
the day, you got your John Dags and your
Mhm.
Chris Hernans. Like Chris Hernan. I mean, I give him so much props because he's
For
like,
sure.
oh, I'm 100% scrambler, Mandarin, high intensity orange stream, like all these orange things. He's like very focused. But you don't see anybody like, oh,
Like
my
yours.
whole collection is Mario's or Trojans or anything like that anymore.
Not much.
No. So, did I miss the conversation? Well, the scrambler thing. I have a lot of people asking me about it. I'll probably get asked more about that than any other gene because I think they're just having trouble identifying it for themselves, pick out the gene by itself.
Yeah, right.
You guys play our scrambler. In your opinion, is that like a pattern mutation buried in all that stuff? How has that been explained? If we don't know, we don't know.
I don't
I
know.
I'm gonna
don't
count
know,
it as an
man.
add-on.
I
I'm
think
counting it as an add-on gene.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen some.
we all
I've
have
been.
this. I think we all probably have the same questions that you're asking. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know what like.
I've been to
I haven't
Mandic's
seen it either.
place, and he's shown me a bunch of Mandarin stuff, or not Mandarin, Scrambler stuff, and there are definitely some that I'm like, oh shit, like that's really cool. Seems to be really cool in Pied. Seems to like some of his Super Orange Dream stuff with it is pretty nice. But again, like it's just not something that I'm working with, and when I am not working with something, I just don't pay all that much
Yeah,
attention to what's
same.
going on with it. So I see Scrambler and I'm like, I just, oh, that's cool. And then scroll on to, and then I see something with puzzle. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I just,
Something shiny.
yeah, it's just something that I'm working with and it
Yeah.
pertains to projects I'm working with. And I just pay more attention to that
But
sort of
has
stuff.
every scrambler project every scrambler animal you've seen, has it all been OD?
Pretty much, I think so.
That's all I've seen, and it's all the same animals. There's Calico and Orange Dream in it. The animals that I've seen. And that's all I know. I
I
haven't
think it's
looked
an
into it
add-on
past
to
that.
OD. I'll be honest, like from my opinion, again, I have a lot of scrambler stuff floating around my collection, but they all came out of my OD Hypopide project. And I've noticed Hernan, when he posts it, there's a lot of OD, even when like anyone that does a lot of scramblers, I've noticed how much OD stuff's in their collection, and most of it's OD, high intensity OD calicos and stuff like that. I feel like it's almost like an add-on gene, like when we back in the day we used to call them blackhead, red gene, ringer gene, BS,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's like I feel like an add-on type gene.
The other
In
thing
my
that I
opinion.
think is
a lot of my
potentially
Calico
hurting.
stuff, early stuff, made a lot of shatter looking animals too.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of black
Shatter.
smudging and on animals that didn't even have white. Like
I still
that
have a
stuff was
couple,
kind of floating
yeah.
through there
There's gonna be
too.
so many people watching this going like, "Fuck these guys!" They're like,
Yeah,
We're
well,
talking about old shit.
I'll say that the scrambler thing I think that's hurting it is like, Mark really started to like, hey, this is what it's doing. This is how I'm finding it. This is where it's coming from about 2 to 3 years ago. And since then, everybody, like guys that are just, who's that? And scrambler. It's a lot like the cryptic thing. It reminds me of where the cryptic thing came out and then you just saw it
Now everybody has it.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying, "Het cryptic, het this,
Immediately.
het this." Right. And that to me, it's kind of like, how did that happen? How did that?
Hey,
was pretty quick.
right after the Pompeii thing, everybody had a freaking black pastel pos head clown for sale.
Right. Right. Red stripe pos head clowns are everywhere. Yeah.
Everything's pos
Red
head
stripe.
clown.
Yeah. Pos red stripe. Yeah.
Mhm.
I might have sent you guys this clutch. Black Heart produced it. It was going for clowns. It was OD Cypress Yellow Belly Scrambler Het Clown to a Clown. But that was another one I was trying to put eyes on it, look for something that I'd be looking for. I've only made X amount of Cypress clowns, probably not nearly as many as you guys have, but I'll send you guys that picture again. But I was kind of staring at that figuring if I was going to label one Scrambler, what would I do? I don't know the ID markers to be looking for in something like that.
And Cypress clowns vary so much as it is already, especially when you add anytime you add Cypress with a Mojave or Cypress with a lesser and Cypress with any of that, it varies so, and it washes it so much,
Yeah, they get real soft looking. Yeah.
Very
Cool
flat
looking.
look.
There's
I
no
agree.
problem on those animals.
Really pretty, but I'm not sure how I would ID a scrambler and clown. I'm not even sure how to ID it normally, let alone in clown. So I'm not. That would be a good question for Mark. I wonder if he's done any scrambler clown stuff yet.
Right.
Well, again, everyone I know, and like I said, a lot of people talk to me. They love the animals. Absolutely impressed. Love everything about it. Just misunderstanding of how the genes work.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll also start
Charlie.
a question off, Dave, since we have a little lull. What do you guys think? This is maybe more of a market question on where things are going and how fast they've kind of gone with shed testing. Like this year, I always have looked at, the summer shows like Daytona generally as kind of like the first show of the season, even though it's in August. But like now that, Bob shows right before that, what do you think like market trends going forward are going to be with like, mid to upper tier breeders and like where do you think it's going compared to last year? What projects and where do we need to be going as
Project wise.
as a community, yeah, project wise, to keep going forward with ball pythons, to keep it more exciting?
Well, I think we need to find the next. Someone's got to put the next Pompeii out. Someone's got to put that next like excitement
Right.
snake, right? Because like right as it stands right now, I see tons of awesome snakes, but it's almost like I scroll Instagram and it's like everybody has cool stuff. Everyone has cool shit, right?
What I like is
problem with
that's
the
what I like
Pompeii,
about it is
though-
like there's people are starting to separate and they're starting to kind of maybe keep projects to themselves, focus a little bit more, maybe keep some more secrets and just be more unique. That's what I'm starting to see a lot of smaller breeders do too. Get on the same page and just try to stand out their own ways.
I think the big problem with like looking for the next Pompeii is because when Pompeii came out, Justin did this whole marketing thing, right? They hit it. They had a big reveal. It was Tinley. It was COVID. Like, we've talked about this before. If me or you would have hatched a Pompeii before Justin, we would have posted a picture of it in our hands, in our facility.
Yeah.
And then
Dirty hand,
into
dirty
a bin.
fingernails.
Yeah.
First person to give me $5,000 is gonna get it. I'm not gonna come up with this whole marketing, idea. We're not like. So I think it requires like there's a lot of marketing behind a big project like that to push.
But we could be hatching stuff in that same visual category and just not be able to market that way too. I'm still at that level. I don't think to get.
I think
don't
that
have that
would
kind
be
of production.
I think that's something that we probably should be doing. I think that we probably should be getting out there more often. I'm not saying I necessarily have to have a YouTube channel and do the whole like Hatflix thing, but it certainly helps. It certainly helps. I can tell you that
it definitely helps the industry overall. Like when Pompeii dropped, I made so much freaking money off of red stripes.
Right. Right.
So it definitely helps. But guys like us, I want to say like we're not like small fry or anything, but I would have just posted the Pompeii in my hand and been like, boom, and someone's gonna offer me $5,000, they got it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't even have known what it was. I wouldn't have ID'd it right. I'd have been like,
yeah, for sure. I would have messed up the ID and sold it for the first $5,000 straight to Japan.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing too, like that marketing aspect on that level is like nobody's really hitting it. Like there's a handful of people that are really going hard on advertising that have those backgrounds. But man, that's something that I would generally like have to get with somebody and like have them do for me. Like that's not, I know I'm not going to be able to. Nor do I have the interest in really digging in and editing videos and learning what they know, like what somebody else could do for me. Like that's something that I think some of us maybe should even consider. I certainly am.
Like farm it out, send
farm out some of that kind of
footage and
make a video. The valuation of the Pompeii, right? If you think about the valuation of a Pompeii, so it's not so much just like, okay, let's come up with this YouTube video, but if you think black pastel spot nose yellow belly clown, how much would that snake go for? $1,000. Okay.
Sure. It's hard to even put a number, right?
Before the Pompeii, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Each one of those 3 gene combos would have been $1,000, right? Red stripe, spot nose, yellow belly, red stripe, spot nose, black pastel, whichever. Any of those 3 gene combinations is $1,000. But then when you get the 4 gene combination,
when you go,
and it's $30,000.
Yeah, it's like Thanos.
Right. So all of a sudden,
all
that
the Infinity
requires
Stones.
the marketing. All of a sudden, that's the marketing behind that project, and that's what pushed it along. And that's the genius.
That's something that can be repeated, though. If would any of us be able to, and maybe not any of us, but is that something that you think the industry can keep repeating and building interest on a foundation project like that going forward? Or is that like,
Well, I think it's happening
do
with
a lot of people feel duped because they didn't make their money back like right away? Do you know what I mean? Is that something that the industry as a whole can continue to repeat and build that market based on foundation projects like that? Like that's a big question I have.
Can
I
I
think
add
they've
one
switched
thing to that before we
into-
respond?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave.
I think what you meant to say is, will Justin ever do it again? Because I don't see people putting that kind of
Well, it
time
doesn't have
into
to be. It doesn't have to be Justin. Justin's
promoting.
shown us all like what it needs. He's set the bar. You know, we know where the bar is on marketing at his level. It's not impossible for anybody else to meet that standard
Brock
on
Wagner.
advertising a project or marketing a
Let's just
project
throw
of
that out
their
there.
own.
Brock Wagner is the other guy.
Right.
He doesn't do the fancy YouTube videos,
Doesn't
but
need to.
somehow,
Yeah.
some way, right? He doesn't need the YouTube. He posts the puzzle sunset, and I go to
And
St.
it
Louis.
went crazy.
He whipped
He posted
the
it like
puzzle
I would have
sunset out of
posted
his
it.
pocket. He pulls a
Yep.
puzzle sunset out of his pocket, shows it to me, and then all of a sudden, Puzzle Sunset is a real project. It's an actual project. It's not just a double codom animal. It's an actual project. People are buying in on Puzzle Head Sunset, hypo, stuff like that. And so
without marketing it that
Justin,
professional way, that had a huge price tag and a huge interest with very low marketing.
Outside of Justin, I think Brock did it without a YouTube video. So.
Right. Good point.
Well, Sunset Puzzle was beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite combinations for a double recessive outside of hypo and DG, both at the same time taking triples. So I think there was something special about that animal. But I think what was really special about that animal was it piqued the interest of Bob and William and Justin. So, you know, like you said, his advertising was I pulled my snake out of my pocket. And, you know, I respect the fuck out of that. But it was really, you guys saw the potential. You saw what it could build into. And you guys kind of set what that market could be by throwing X amount at it when it first got put in front of you.
And it worked out good. He didn't have a YouTube video, didn't require all of that, but you can still build a foundational project that way. And I think a lot of us can. Obviously, Chad, you've done it. Will, you've done it with the DG puzzles. Hell, I didn't even know what DG puzzle was going to look like until Will sold one to Josh, and it was big money. And all of a sudden, that project took so much steam. I mean,
it literally hatched an animal like within months of that all happening too. It just hatched. I literally hatched a male the hard way right when that happened, and that one was already 5-6 months old. Right. So like we literally kind of fell on that project at the same time.
So yeah, those foundational projects will be fine. I think the people mad that they didn't make the money. That's always literally always gonna happen, right? I paid $200,000 for Het Sunsets. I never made my money back. To be fair, they're not Het Sunsets, but
different story.
So that's a different story for a different day. But if you had any of us can pick any animal, add to our collection, as long as it makes sense, we will make our money back because we know how. Right. Let's say you go buy a DG Xanthic clown, you go buy whatever for 30, 40,000, even if you overpaid for it a little bit. Everyone knows I paid $50,000 for a DG Xanthic clown last year. And even if the price tanks, I'm still going to make money because it was a male and I have enough females to breed.
And you didn't buy it without having everything you needed in play already.
Right. You have to have a plan. So as long as you have a plan, you're going to make money on these foundational projects. It's the guys that are going, hey, I saw this ball python video on YouTube the other day, and I have 2 ball pythons, and I do have 100K sitting around, and they sink 100K with no plan. Those guys are gonna get their heart broken, man. It sucks to see it, but it's part of the. The
other thing I think a lot of people do is they expect that return year one, but if you amortize that 50K over 5 years and say I need to make my money back over 5, like, dude, that's not a problem.
Easy,
not a problem.
It's true. You look at it that way. I mean, we do have really high expectations on return because we make it
and
it
timeline
a lot
too.
Of times.
Yeah.
It happens lots, but like
when
I buy stuff, I try to really curb my expectations on like, okay, what do I expect?
Well, it's because we've been whipped a bunch on. Shit. Like all of us probably have.
I think it's
you don't last this long without taking your licks, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you guys, we're all used to it. So kind of back to the Pompeii and that though, like, when you talk about when the Pompeii came out, think about all the new breeders that showed up in the market the year beforehand, and they got to experience Pompeii in year one. It took us 25 years to see that, and we fucking were obsessed with it. Yeah. So like, we kind of peaked with this new crowd really early, and now they're like, cool, now what's next? Where's the bar? And I think that's part of the problem. And they're also the same guys, in my opinion, that complain about the return. Yes, when they bought in, they thought it was going to be pretty instant. But no, the reality is on most of those investments, it was going to take 3 to 5 years to get all the money back and end up in the black on some of them. A lot of that stuff went down.
The worst part for those guys is guys like us. I'll be honest. Guys like us make those guys think there's a return. Imagine Pompeii releases. Okay, so Justin releases the Pompeii video. And there's a black pastel spot nose, red stripe, yellow belly het clown male available, let's say for 10 grand. If you would have bought a black pastel, red stripe, yellow belly het clown, the Pompeii maker basically for 10 grand, do you think all three of us or all four of us, do you think you would have made your money back within a year and a half?
Not me, not with my collection.
Dude,
now
you can just throw that thing on 5 clown females.
I think you'd have crushed it.
Well, depending on what you spend on it. Yeah, I guess at that time for what you got out of that, yes. But I'm just thinking today's prices.
If you had given me
at that point,
I think if you had given me a male black pastel, red stripe, spot nose, yellow belly, het clown, even at Pompeii price, visual price, when Pompeii released, I'd have done more than fine with it.
For sure.
At that point, all that shit was going like wildfire for a lot.
Dude, like a red stripe clown was $5 grand. I just breed it to like 10 different clowns and be like, okay.
You just got to have a plan. If you buy that male and you feed him up, even if he breeds at 18 months old, right? Let's say you can't get him to breed at a year old. He breeds at 18 months old. The market's gone to crap even. It didn't, obviously. But you're selling red stripe clown combos for $1,000 a piece and you're making 50-something babies out of it. You're not going to miss every break, 2-3 gene clown combos. You're going to make your money back. It's the guys that don't have plans. They're just like, okay, cool. I'm going to buy this 10K animal. It's going to sit on the shelf for 2 years because I don't have any girls ready. Yeah, you're going to lose your ass. It's just part of the deal.
Also, the thing that like Pompeii was what, 2018 when the ingredients were released, or 2019?
I won't say 19. Oh, it was close to COVID. It was very close to COVID.
Right.
So COVID on red stripe, but I think after that it was a year later on black.
COVID tailed the release of the Pompeii genetics.
Yeah.
And then
kind of perfect timing.
Yeah. Oh, it couldn't have timed it better.
Yeah. I think Justin started COVID.
Red stripe. I remember selling like red stripe het clowns for 20. Yeah,
Rumor has
Justin caused it.
Justin released Pompeii, and he was like, "Go ahead and release the other thing."
Yeah,
yeah. I think in our last podcast, honestly, and I even reached out to Justin after. One of my favorite things about that conversation was when he made the comment that he was making things he was not impressed with red stripe clowns, and he was getting ready to kind of like back off it. And then he made the Pompeii. And there's the next decade of his life. One less pairing, we might not have the Pompeii.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the odds are so slim on hitting them, man.
Dude, even if you have a visual, like a true Pompeii, bred to a clown is still
not going to hit. Right. You're still not going to hit.
Yeah,
I've only hit one Pompeii ever. And I've tried for like so many clutches, and I've hit one Pompeii ever.
And this, I've actually said in the past that I think sometimes some of these Codom combos may be the new, like, you know how like in the past recessives were like our value hold, like because you couldn't pick them out and all this stuff. Well, I think we might go back to some incomplete dominant like stacked combos being the value hold. Because my odds can never get better without having wobbly snakes, kink snakes, ivories.
Right.
You know what I mean? To hit Pompeii.
Super spot nose, super
super red stripe is the only one that's like, and ivory is viable, but I have to raise a white snake and test everything. So to have a super black pastel, super spot nose to increase my odds is not really a viable strategy. Right. Whereas with, if we said we're doing quad recessives, I can every year increase my odds until I'm at a point where I can just pump them out basically. But I'll never be at a situation where I can crank Pompeiis out. Like I will never hatch 20 a year.
Yeah.
No.
Right? No.
You could do that with hypo DG clowns though.
But I could easily do that with triple recessive stuff. Yeah.
Sure. Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take some time.
Once you have the visuals,
But 10 years from now, I could produce a gajillion hypo DG clowns.
If you
I won't
back a few
produce a
double
gajillion
visuals or triple
Pompeiis
visuals.
10 years from now. Right. And that's what I mean. Like some of these like incomplete dominant combos may end up being the new like, okay, that's where the value is, and then we incorporate it into DG Hypo Clown or DG Xanthic or whatever.
I mean, he made a DG Pompeii. I mean, that thing was
thing is so nice.
Ridiculous.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. I was talking to him
at the Southeast Reptile Expo. So
that was the GHI one, wasn't it? GHI DG Pompeii.
I think it was just the regular DG Pompeii that he showed at the show.
Oh, because he had. I'm sure he did a video where he had a GHI version of that
Okay,
snake.
he might have
And
hatched that one. but
I
yeah.
was like, what the fuck? Like that was probably one of the nicer DG clowns I've seen. And it's a total departure from what you expect from DG clown.
Yeah.
DG clown, you
And that's
expect like
another
tan
thing
colors, and
that
his was red, and like I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? You
getting
know,
reds
like
through it.
yeah.
That's another thing too, where just people talk about the decline of the DG clown. Like that's always a topic. Like, oh my gosh, this is how much they are now. And then we've done that every 6 months throughout the last 10 years, while they get down under $1,000 or whatever. But look at what you can still do with that freaking animal.
Oh,
Like that, you
absolutely.
can combo that thing. There's still years and decades to do with the DG clown combos. Like, and
Oh
especially
hell.
just add one recessive.
DG
So it's
clown.
to
It's
think that
such
that's a
an
dead
unfair
project is
thing. Like,
crazy.
yeah, it's so unfair to be like DG clown tanked. And I was like, well, DG
Yeah,
clown
it's
wasn't
crazy
that
to
much
think
to
that.
start with.
Just call it
COVID
now. It's
kept
just
its
the new
price.
clown. Just say it's the new clown now, or
Yeah,
whatever. However you want
COVID
to look
kept
at
the
it.
DG clown prices high. I mean, if COVID never happened, DG clown price would have deteriorated over the
Oh yeah,
last 5
Well,
years.
DG clown did a like they were in 2018. I think they were $6,000,
Yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
COVID hit, and then they went to
Boom,
like
12,000.
12,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
Yeah.
price actually readjusted from 6. And if you
Right.
told
Mhm.
me a snake that's $6,000 in 2018 in 2025 is going to be 1,000, I'd be like, yeah, that's almost
That's
like we're
fair.
damn
And
close
we're
to a
here.
decade.
Then we're here now. Yeah.
Right. But it's because they bought at 12,000
Right.
that 5-year drop. But it was that inflated, you know,
Mhm.
and but I never really looked to DG clown, you know, like when I made my first DG clown, the next step was not make more DG clowns. It was always
No,
like
you've already
put the next
had
stuff
the
in,
forward thinking to
Right.
go. Yeah.
but
Right.
yeah, I try not to like just reproduce DG clowns. And we did see a lot of that in the market where you had guys just DG clown to DG
Well,
clown,
it was
DG clown
a good
while it
time
was
to do it
hot.
for sure.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
knock someone getting their money, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it is a business.
Mhm.
I can't knock that whatsoever. But yeah, I don't think it's fair to really like hate on the DG clown drop or the DG pie
No,
drop or any
it's
of
a
that.
real weird one because especially, and it's like
think-
the lower level people too. It's like usually lower level people that would be
What
like,
are
oh
the-
my
It was
god,
that
what are
new
the
money
biggest-
bought
they
those
just were,
animals.
you know, like well, you just watched them. Way you waited and watched and watched and like what it you did to what every gene does. You know.
I mean, look at a gene that's 10,000. Look at a combo that's 10,000 right now, or
Mhm.
12,000 even right now, and we're 2025. So 2018, like, what's that combo worth in 2032?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
$1,000, man. like
Sure.
probably $1,000, right?
What do you
Yeah.
think? So okay, out of all the genes that's ever been discovered and stuff, the biggest price drop genes always have like a asterisk next to it, right? Scala's head was one
yeah.
of the biggest price drops, but there's an asterisk because the super
Mhm.
being is Dave. You know better than
Problems.
anybody. There's
Yep.
big problematic. The second
Okay.
biggest price drop, in my opinion, is bananas. They had one
Yeah.
of the biggest
Sex
price
linked.
drops ever.
Who
There's
would've
an
thought?
asterisk, mail
Yeah.
makers. You know, so DG having that price drop, well, there has to be an asterisk for COVID.
Right.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, the asterisk
fair
with
enough.
DG was the price jump, not the price fall. I mean,
There was a
DGs
huge
at one
price
point were
jump.
throwaway animals, and now they're like
Dude,
everybody's got to have it.
I was selling pastel OD Desert Ghost females in 2018 for like $800, $900, $1,100,
Yep.
depending on how
I
good they
bought
were.
all my original
They were-
DG animals in 2019 they were $400 females
Yep.
for
And then
a year old,
those
well
same-
started.
Pastel OD Desert Ghost females were selling for $4,000 like 2 years
Right.
ago.
Mhm.
Yep.
The very next year, everything went to $1,000 a female for
Yeah.
regular DGs.
Dude,
Yeah.
I sold
saw
regular
DGs
female
for
DGs for $1,500 on Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regular
Bad
DGs.
doing it, but I did it.
Yeah, I mean,
Junior did a trade deal in Ohio in a parking lot. Middle of winter, a guy showed up with like a box of ball pythons for hognose, and one of the animals was like a pastel DG red xanthic, and he literally, and I don't want to sound rude, but he kept this female and kind of maintenance fed her for like 3 years. He got her for $200. He sold her for $3,500.
mhm.
I told him to post
Yeah,
for
just better.
$2,800, but that's when people just needed adults. He put $3,500. He said it sold in 5 minutes, and he had 2 more messages waiting saying if that guy doesn't buy it, I'm
Yeah.
buying it right now.
And somebody
So-
left a bad review because they didn't get a snake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
People
and
fighting over
I've
it.
I've seen people get like a little like you know, oh, they took advantage of big breeders, took advantage and all this. The way I look at it is like, look, dude, if I have my house for sale and I bought my house for $500,000, and then someone comes to me and says, I'll give you $1 million, would you?
Yeah.
But the next guy is saying, I'll give you 600. Who are you going to sell it to?
Right.
I mean, come on, like, and through COVID, buy anything. It was inflated.
I don't like
try to
that
get a used
whole-
car.
Yeah, I don't like that whole like, oh, breeders were taking advantage of new buyers, because remember so COVID just happened and then all the DG prices were inflated. I get it. And I'll be honest, I was one of the culprits of increasing the prices, but that's what they were going
We
for.
all
That's
just
what
went.
people wanted
We all followed
to
what the
pay.
market did. Yeah.
Exactly.
I just stayed with the
Exactly.
market. I didn't want to be the guy that tanked them. Oh, I'll sell it at half price just to, be a nicer guy. But I posted them and they sold instantly. So then we're like, okay, great. So the next animal I post should be $100 more. I'm adjusting to the market, right? So if I post a DG clown during COVID, so I produced my first DG clown in 2017, and I posted a DG clown during COVID at 10,000 and it sold instantly. So my next DG clown, I'm like, you know what? If I sold it in 4 minutes, I don't want to lose out on any money on the table. I'm gonna post it at 12, and if they beat me down to 10, sure, I'll probably take it, because I don't have that much money in this project. I post it for 12 and it sells in 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, what the hell is happening? I'm not gonna be the guy that sells them for
What a
6
time to be. You know what I mean? Great
Yeah.
time to be there.
Yeah,
For sure.
I don't want to
For
sound like
sure.
a piece of shit, but the way I've always put it is, it's up to the breeder to challenge the market to see what the market is. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really know. Like you said, the Pompeii in your hands might have been 5, where the Pompeii was a different price than Justin's, and it benefited the entire hobby.
For sure.
He challenged it. He got his price. It set the market. Same thing for sunset puzzles. Anything else you want to see? Same thing as DG clowns going up to 12,000. Somebody tried it and it sold. So that's the market now, and that's happened for years in this market.
All the time, man. All the time.
Yeah.
Red Stripe was fucking free.
Garbage.
Like, they were free, man. Like, people, you couldn't give them away. And then all of a sudden they
You got one with every dinker from Outback Reptiles for 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, chocolates for the longest time were worth nothing. Like,
Not Garcia chocolates, man. Garcia chocolates have always been expensive and nice.
right.
Do you feel like we're all super lucky that
Yes.
not so much that we got into the right projects, but we had the resilience of when we didn't get in the right project to just continue some of them. But like, I feel like, imagine if someone came into the market in 2021 or 2020 and they dumped their entire bankroll into hypo G stripes.
Puzzle clown.
Let's say you dropped 200 grand on puzzle clowns during COVID, because everyone loves puzzles, everyone loves clowns. It just makes sense. And did we all just get lucky that we didn't dump our whole
I just
bankroll,
think more of us I think we've definitely taken more time and been calculated and been smarter with our money. Like, I've snowballed all of this. I never started with any money, so this is all just stemmed from breeding corn snakes, dude, in the 90s. And so
I've
building it
like
that way just doesn't feel risky.
I've had bad buys, man.
Yeah.
That desert, that one,
Me
I
too.
got crushed on desert, man.
I bought a male desert. Yep.
Same.
Spider stuff. At the time, spider was hot, and then it's all through your collection, and next thing you know, all these clutches are
I
worthless
bought a
because nobody
soul
wants
sucker
them.
for a lot of money.
Right.
That's
lot of money.
resilience, yeah. And I still think anyone who's come in 2021 and said, like, I'm going to drop a bunch of money, dude, I didn't make any money for my first 10 years. I was just
No, I don't even know that. To be honest, I've really put a lot of over half of it back in.
Yeah,
up until
easily.
really very recently, up until the last 3 years, probably. Now I don't feel like I really need to buy much.
I'm in the exact same
I got
boat,
enough
Chad,
to work with.
Yeah,
So
but none of us got into this industry thinking we're gonna do this for a living.
And I don't think
I'm surprised where I'm at, honestly, just from where my head has always been. I'm a hobbyist.
Yeah.
The entry level has changed, though. Like, the entry, the way people enter the hobby.
They're coming in
The
smarter.
way all of us entered was, hey, I have a ball python. Oh my God, what is that pastel? I save up and I finally get a pastel. Yeah, exactly, right? And like, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think any of us said, I'm going to go into ball pythons. I'm dropping 500 grand. Like, I don't think anybody did that, right? We it was slow.
I was a
meticulous
colubrid hobbyist.
burn.
I liked everything. I was a reptile hobbyist altogether. I had ball pythons and normals and stuff, but it was that first albino the hypo didn't do much for me. I didn't go crazy with that first albino, that first pied.
Yeah.
I was in. I'm like, if I ever am able to make money, like, because, and then I did. I made corn snake money, and I bought an albino in 01. You know,
My
like,
big one was
so
the caramel stuff.
I've been doing the same shit that long, and it, you know, you just learn, like, you learn a lot of patience.
But all of
if
us
you're
have
not-
been in this for
a lot of
20-something
patience.
years almost.
Yes,
Yeah, but we didn't go in with the mindset of like, okay, I'm going to make a bunch of money.
No,
No.
we
and
did,
those
so we don't
guys
get
that came in
disappointed.
COVID haven't not done they're still not there. They shouldn't be expecting shit yet.
Dude,
Right.
'Cause I
5
didn't
years
have shit
after I
yet.
started, I was still like, bro, I'm just bleeding money. What are you talking about? This is a
Yeah,
hobby.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that's
bleeding
why we
money.
don't
Just
have
paying
those
for feeders.
expectations
If I
of
could pay
making
for
100
feeders
grand.
and
You know what I'm saying?
tax
Right.
money to go to the
Right.
show, I'm happy as shit.
Yeah. But the guys who did start in COVID, I don't want you to think that just because you got in at a high, so did I. I bought a
Yes.
pastel Mojave hypo for $3,500. That was a
Mhm.
high when you look back. I mean, compared, you
We
know what I
all
mean?
have done it.
We've all
of us.
bought stuff
There's
way
no other way.
over what it's worth 5 years later. It's
No.
how long can you stick this out and do you love it? And if you
Yeah,
do,
as long
10
as you
years,
have a
15
plan.
years from now, you're going to do fine.
Yeah, as long as you
And
have a
that's
plan.
where
'Cause
a
like
lot
I
of
said,
you
even if you
have to
bought that
like it
animal
a
for 10K,
lot.
you'll make your money.
Yeah. I spent $12,000 on a butter spider desert ghost, just so we're clear. yeah, just so we're clear, just so everyone's like, "Oh man, DG Clown dropped." Yeah, go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
yeah. I spent stupid money on stupid shit. Yeah,
Is that your
But
worst purchase?
it's gotta be close. Desert's probably worse, just because of when Justin dropped the news. Like I didn't really know who Justin was at the time. Like I knew who he was, and that was my first like real like taste of Justin. And I'm like just like this little nobody up in
Yikes.
Canada. That was a weird term. No,
I'm gonna
not,
say
not like that. Not like
27
that.
minutes.
No, but I had a bunch of these desert clutches in the incubator, and they're like the 20 days out from hatching, and then Justin's like Ball Street Journal comes out, and I'm like, who the fuck is this Justin guy? Desert females can't lay eggs. Next thing you know, nobody wants deserts. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
That shit was bad.
And
Yeah.
dude, it was like this,
It was like a nuclear bomb.
within 30 days, I'm hatching them, and people were like, "Oh, too bad about the news, huh?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, too bad."
I think we
about
got them all at the
news."
same time then. 'Cause I paid $4,000 for my desert
Same,
snail.
same.
I paid $5
And-
for mine. I got the inchy version. I upgraded to the inchy version.
Oh,
So
the
inchy was
tiger.
very hot
Tiger.
into. I bought the
He's a
tiger for $5,000
baller.
from Pete Call,
Yeah.
and never
Yeah.
heard a word for a whole week. 7 days went by. Like that was so much money too for me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
dude, I
was
spent
colubrid money and shit, you know.
I
So
think I spent $6,000 on a Super Phantom. Like,
yeah.
you know, when we look back, but at the end of the day, it's
God,
so
how
long
cool
ago,
was that
and
though? How cool was that then?
it was so sick. Super
So
Phantom
cool.
Goblin, bro, from Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the Goblin. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
What
don't
else?
ever think,
What's
you're
yours?
overpaying like on these projects, man. Because right now DG pies are what $500 right now. You can find a DG pie
Yeah.
for $500. I
Something
paid
like
10
that.
grand. I paid Jeremy Smith 10 grand for my male
Mhm.
DG pied, and I made
It's because we
$250,000
valued
off
Pied
him.
the way we valued Clown at that time frame. Like they were equal. Like a DG Clown and a DG Pied were both 10 grand.
Dude,
Now,
I
like
crushed it with
it's
that male. I
what's
mean,
the Pied seem to have lost the luster or financially. They
Yeah.
seem to have not captured the interest of people that want to spend money for some reason.
but the
They-
project, a long-term project is not
there's
there,
some
right? But
limitations.
it makes pretty
Yeah.
animals, but long-term project is not there.
Yeah.
My opinion on Pied has changed. I used to say the exact same thing, and then now it feels like everyone's agreeing. But I used to say Pied doesn't have a future long term. You're removing half the pattern, blah 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 blah. But I will say that some of the Clown Pied and DG Clown Pied and Hypo Clown Pied
Mhm.
stuff I've seen that of
Mhm.
Justin's place. I was like,
And then
okay,
Stack
hang
Collars.
on a second,
Yeah.
hang on
Yeah.
a second here. These are spectacular.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the
You
Xanthic
know.
DG pied that Kittinger
Oh.
made was a phenomenal animal.
Dude,
Phenomenal.
so nice. And we know that you Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Super Enchy that thing, dude.
Right.
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
gonna be stupid, right?
Yeah,
Put
so it
Clown in there.
So it doesn't really matter what price point. Again, we've gotten in some crappy price points. I've actually made money, 10x money on my desert male, even after the news. The news
didn't.
comes
I was
out.
able to trade mine for more than I paid for it, or into the asphalt project very early.
I made a Xanthic Deserts,
Was
man.
happy.
I don't care. I made a Xanthic Deserts, and we sell them for $1,000 a piece. They're just pretty pets, and
I
Super
bet
pretty.
they
though.
are.
I made my money.
Yeah.
I made my money back on it. So it's just the price points again. Even if you bought in those super phantoms or whatever, I'm sure you've made your money. I was talking to Brock Wagner, and he said his biggest hit that when they were negative on was like champagnes and bamboos back in the day. Again, $20,000 for a bamboo. How many bamboos do you have to sell to make your money back? And eventually, you still
A
will.
lot.
17.5. I remember that year I was playing frisbee golf in Buffalo when the bamboo thing was taken off. Limey knew one of the guys that had a bunch of the animals. Limey wouldn't even put me in touch with the guy because he says if you don't have $17,000, it's not even worth your time, man. Like, don't even bother the guy. And it was right. Instantly, and then like bamboo was over before it even started.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. I bought a bamboo for $500 2 years later.
Also, at the beginning, I like without having the budget to go in. Like when I remember one of my first Tinleys, Brock had a banana on a table. I think it was $65,000.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
I remember
But,
seeing
like
that.
one of the first
and,
males. Yeah.
Yeah, and like walking around and being like, holy shit, like $65,000. And knowing like I can't even talk to this guy regarding this snake. It's not even
intimidating.
it's not even
Yeah.
in the picture. But I had to play Moneyball a little bit. I had to go out and find stuff like, okay, what do I like? What can I do? I have the time to put them together. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. So I went out and got Desert Ghosts. I got puzzles. I got clowns. I did all that sort of stuff.
And that was at the time. Nobody
People
was
weren't
really
doing
thinking
it.
that way.
Yeah.
That nobody really was.
And
they were thinking Kodam, make your money fast, dump the project, get the next Kodam, dump it.
But
Like
I realized I
that's a
didn't
fast
have
cycle.
the females sitting at home to go and buy a male GHI and run to 50 girls and produce a gajillion and be in the rat race. And the day I knew Banana was done, I got a call from a guy in Florida, and he was like, "Hey, would you be interested in some bananas?" And I was like, "Oh man, probably not. There's probably like 6 or 7 of them in Canada already." And he was like, 6 or 7? I think there's 6 or 7 people on my street with one. And I was like, oh, hang on a second here. And they were still like 25K, And I was like, man, I didn't spend, I don't know. I think the first animal I ever spent over $25,000, over $15,000 on was a Hypo DG clown that I bought in COVID for $25,000.
Yeah.
And that's $18 later.
It's not really a bad buy considering what it is and what stuff was priced at that time. Like that's not really a bad pickup.
No, but just to say, like, I didn't have the budget to buy $50,000 males and 30 and 40, right? And it just the business accumulated its bank account, and the business was able to say, okay, it's time to like let's go for it. And yeah, dude, wiring $25,000 for a snake is crazy to me still, even today.
Yeah, but you had the collection to back it up.
Exactly.
So that was a very smart investment. If you didn't have the arsenal of clowns and things you had on the back burner and all your DG clown stuff,
no chance
that
I
would
would
have been a dumb investment for the wrong person. Good for
sure
you.
it would have. Yep. And I've made those where I thought, oh yeah, I'll just breed to whatever I have, and they're still snakes, man. Some of them don't breed, some of them don't eat, some of them, you still have that.
Yeah, you got a percentage of them that just aren't going to do the same. You're going to have, 70-80% of them are going to be on par, but then there's the stragglers.
Yep. Males
takes a long time. And those are usually the better ones. Your better male.
Manage your expectations for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Trends are going to be trends too. Like, you guys remember when Inchy like took off, and you go on like Fauna Classifieds, and it was $1 a gram on a female Inchy, and like and that was the thing. And Inchy had to go in every fucking project, and then it didn't. And now it does again, but it was
$1 a gram.
I feel like
normals.
People are starting to pull away from that bandwagon mentality a little bit more than we were. I think.
I don't know if we have, man. I don't think that it's changed at all in the community at all.
The bandwagon's just bigger.
Forward thinking, yes, but forward thinking might not get you money for 10 years until that thought is trendy.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think the bandwagon's more complicated now.
Yeah. There's just more people. So it doesn't matter if you're not working the most trendy project. Let's say you're going to go work DG Xanthic Sunset. There's still going to be a very small percentage of the industry that wants in on that project. And even when you're saying, oh, well, it's only like 2% of the industry, 2% of the industry is pretty huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's still enough people. So now even if you're working a niche project, there's still customers for you. That's the good part.
That was been my argument
be.
with puzzle versus clown. Like a lot of, there was a big argument for a while. Like, well, is puzzle the next clown? And it's like, no. But if puzzle is 20% as successful as clown, it is a wildly successful project.
And we're looking at, I don't know what we're looking at because we're still so far out, but I mean, it's keeping neck and neck in my opinion, dude. Just like what I'm seeing produced with new genes, not yet.
No.
What I'm saying is my impression of the new genes that are coming out in puzzle, visually appealing. I'm just as impressed as when I was seeing clowns come out with the new genes. Like that was really cool and hot, but I'm equally as impressed with what I'm seeing in puzzle and new combos.
All right. So put me down on this because I've been saying it forever. I think the puzzle is the next clown. And just, let's talk about
you don't have to look at it that way, though.
right now.
It's
what that costs
to it.
compared to DG puzzle. The fact that market can still get that for those animals, which is 9 times what you're getting for any DG clowns right now, because there's less
but numbers produced.
Rightfully so, though. There's
way less.
Because the volume can't back it up, and that's another problem with a lot of these ball python projects is when you come out with something nice and you don't have the volume to back it up, and no one can have it. It loses popularity if you can't put it in people's hands. That's kind of why I like Justin's marketing sometimes. He's not going to show something off if he doesn't have something to sell you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. It's tough because you can't compare DG Puzzle to DG Clown because Fireball doesn't own puzzles.
Right. Yeah. Fair. There's your variable.
There's not an army of this stuff built up anywhere.
There's no individual breeder with like 600 puzzles.
I'm producing a decent, like a little bit, but I have a.
What is a normal puzzle female go for right now in the market? Nothing else, just
nothing. $350, $400.
Yeah.
Okay, and a normal clown, $150, $200.
$50.
And then DG puzzle compared to what I'm saying is people are showing faith in DG puzzles because they're still spending money to build on that. The same investment William made on his DG Hypo clown. The fact that you're fetching what you are for it tells me that people are gearing towards puzzle.
They are, and they're gearing towards the right puzzles. They want to get the right. They want to get the right look. And what I'm hatching so far is showing people that there's a lot of promise in that project.
Yeah, I don't think we can equate that.
Been around a while and it's still really valuable.
Well, you can't use the price point of the puzzle DG being higher than a DG clown to be like, well, puzzle is going to be new clown because there's just less puzzles on the market. And why are there less puzzles on the market? Because no one wanted to work with Sean to start with.
That's the point.
Let's just be honest with that. I'm good friends with Sean. I don't care. No one wanted to buy puzzles because no one wanted to deal with Sean at the time. He was a jackass at the time. And DG clowns, well, the Bells farmed DG clowns, so there's enough of them to satisfy the market, so the price has to drop. DG puzzles, there's only 4 of you making DG puzzles. The price, and the fact that each of you in collection, neither of you are producing more than 100 clutches a year. Imagine if you guys were producing 1,000 clutches a year. DG puzzles would tank.
Oh, for sure. No question.
Yeah, but you're not.
No question.
So,
the other thing is DG Clown, like the first DG Clown was made like 2008. Yeah, dude. Like
20 years.
I remember having that picture and being like DG Clown, and I loved it. And that was what made me like, okay, I couldn't find any pieces, nothing, and I had to.
What's the time frame on the puzzle then? Do you know, Will? Like when that one first was made?
Like I think I made them. I thought I did. I thought I made a female
I was wondering
first.
that.
It could have been Aussie. It was in the same year. It's not like I don't. It's whatever.
So what are you looking at? 2021?
2017. Maybe? 2017.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay, that's pretty early. Okay, earlier than I thought.
Yeah. 2017, I made my first female.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've done fuck all with it since. I can't hit anything else.
But then DG Clown also had its peak during COVID. So every mofo with a clown and a DG
was elevated. Timing
didn't have that until 2 years after.
Right.
Well, how about this? I know there was a lot of circumstances. So the 20-year anniversary of the DG Clown is 3 years away.
Yeah.
I'll give them away at the door.
Where do you think the puzzle DG will be on its 20-year anniversary?
Probably about the same
Who
spot.
knows what
man.
the market's that's a long time frame to even predict what markets can be like. It's impossible to know.
And then also remember
I'll be
when the
working with house snakes.
DG went through this lore.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
and
have all
nobody
house snakes by
wanted it.
then.
No one wanted
Sorry.
DG because of deserts for a while.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
You know,
Dude, I
we
had
don't have to go through that again.
I had a hard go at the beginning, bro. I had puzzle, desert, and then desert ghost. And
Right.
everyone was like, every time I was like, here's a desert ghost, they're like, dude, they don't breed. I'm like, no,
Right.
different project, different thing. They're
They're
like,
like,
no,
"You don't
you
get
have
it, bro.
desert,
You're
you
in
made a desert
denial."
hypo.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly, right?
Right.
And
so DG
then
Clown
puzzle,
had to go through that. DG Puzzle won't.
right?
No, it's a clean slate with that. It's drama free.
Yeah.
Desert
So
is
what-
like swiped off the table. Nobody thinks about desert anymore when we say desert.
No.
This
Right.
is a question for Will. What year did enhancers start becoming popular?
Ooh.
Around the same time, probably 18, 19.
It took that long. I feel like I knew about enhancer before that.
Oh, it knew
But it
about
didn't
him,
gain popularity.
but it didn't gain any popularity around the same time Desert Ghost did.
All right, so
Right?
it didn't gain popularity on its own over the years with a name that was proper and didn't get mixed into another project that was dog shit, and it still never really went anywhere. My point is, when
it
did
didn't
enhancer hit the
like
market?
get rockets behind it
Because it
until
was
Desert
European.
Ghost did.
It was
Yeah, it was-
Canadian. That's not European. That's British.
No, yeah,
French,
it came from
Brit-
it was Canadian. It was it was like Montreal, which by the
Oh, so
way,
French Canadian.
European, yeah.
Yeah, so European.
Yes, European, but
I
yeah,
feel
like
I was
Desert
following
Ghost,
Dave at the same time, but like, yeah, I'm like,
Desert
yeah,
Ghost
I
pulled
guess,
that
yeah, kind of
that
Europe-ish.
project up because essentially they're the same thing. So
Yeah.
Well, I get it's the same
Like,
thing, but we
when
said
one
that
goes
the
hot, the
marketing
other goes
issue
hot.
with DG was the fact that there was desert out there. My point being is something that came out, yes, it looks similar. At one point was propped up as his own thing, didn't really gain much traction in the industry because, again, yes, there was a recessive mindset. In some projects, there was a double recessive mindset. But yes, I agree, but I also don't agree.
Is it because
You
Desert
could've marketed
Ghost by
Desert
itself
Ghost
isn't
better.
that pretty?
What was that?
yeah, it might be.
Desert
Yeah,
Ghost and Enhancer by itself wasn't attractive enough
They're not
for
like
people to be
wow.
like, I'm going to invest
It's
in
not
that.
enough.
Everyone was
That's
like,
a
"Whoa,
good
I'm
starting
gonna
point."
clown."
And
Right. It
neither
wasn't like a-
was
yeah,
hypo
Clown
for
or
30 fucking years, man. Like sometimes this stuff picks up when it's time.
But still,
You
a
just don't know
hypo
when
on
it's
its
gonna
own is
happen.
not that attractive.
Yeah, by
Until
itself, it
you
wasn't
make a
attractive
super
enough.
orange dream calico hypo, you're like, yeah, it's okay. But
Right.
then
Yeah.
you see the right combo, and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And Desert
It
Ghost is the
needed
same thing.
It needed the right combo and the right people to push it to
Yeah.
gain popularity.
New comparison, guys. How about this one? So, Pain and Sunset, buddy. 7 years ago, a Sunset female was $5,000 to $7,000, and a Paint female was $200, and you gave them to your friends as a gift.
Right.
Mhm.
There was actually a point where Sunset females were $1,000 to $2,000. Now we'll say $1,000 less than a female Sunset. Wait, did I say that twice?
Yes.
Paint females were double the price of Sunsets 2 years ago.
Right.
So that thing went from being 5,000 Sunset to 200 Paint to 2,000 Paint, 1,000 Sunset. So like I said,
Also
we're
comes
talking about how
down-
trends don't exist.
You're
If
talking
Trends
volume.
drive the
Demand,
market. If
trends.
you want to control the trend,
Supply
you
and
make
demand.
money.
Supply. There's not enough paints on the market because
Supply
I
and
think
demand.
I
wasn't
think a
working.
working.
lot of
See it
people are
full-time.
desperately looking for the next recessive, the next project, the next
Yeah.
thing. And so that drives people to paint like, oh, that's a new one. Let's get into this. And then,
Exactly.
as the demand,
And just with paint alone, there's so much not done. Like people hit Sunsets like over the head, man. Like they made
Yeah,
as much
they
as they could, and it kind of went over a little early. Not necessarily, but paint still it hasn't been hit that hard. It's
No.
not been worked that hard.
You're
There's
not going to
still a
see more
ton.
than 50 of them at a show.
no,
Never.
God, no.
All these dumb
No,
things
there's
I'm
no.
saying right
there's
now
a-
are just me
There's
saying
a
that
recessive
the
not hitting
whole
there
thing
yet.
is
There's a
driven by
lot enough to do.
trends. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everything is driven by trends.
For
It's
sure.
driven by trends and then also driven by investors grasping at straws.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we're
agree.
throwing shit at the wall and see if it sticks a lot. Like it's
And
you
so
gotta do that.
are people upset to be spending $2,000 on a paint when you could have bought one $400? No.
$200.
Wouldn't be. No,
Right.
because right now it's an
200,
adult.
sure.
It doesn't make any difference.
I mean, Dave,
Right.
me and you vended Repticon Charlotte and Repticon all those things. We could have bought paint back in the day for $100 a piece, 10 lots of them.
Mhm.
You can
Yeah,
buy
we
them all.
didn't.
I heard you could do the same thing with DGs on a table in Daytona in 2017, but hey, that's just me. That's a rumor.
I mean, I did,
could,
but
man. Yeah, you
Bob
could
was
for sure.
Bob had stacks of
Yeah.
cups, like
Yeah, I
walking
walked away
around
with
with
stacks of cups
fucking
back in
10
the day.
adults stacked up.
Yeah. And now, Bob, you didn't do that because you understood what was going to happen. There was a little bit
I
of
think
luck
so.
involved in there. Same thing as guys who hold on to red stripe stock for 20 years for no reason.
I think you're discounting. I think you saw it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
you
you
saw
gotta
it.
consider a lot of it is luck, right? A lot
I was
of
seeing
this
it
is
too,
luck.
but Bob like had the money at the time, and Bob was aggressive about it. We were all kind of like, we need to do this.
Yeah,
We
like,
all kind of were looking
we
at it.
walked over. There's a bunch of DGs for $100, $200 a piece, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, these are pretty enough to do something with, and they're females. Let me just stock up 50
Yeah.
of them and see what happens.
They're all recessive
and
females at the time. It was a no-brainer.
they're females,
right?
man.
Yeah.
There's a reason I have
Yeah, the
200
writing was kind
breeder
of on the
female
wall there for a
DGs
moment.
before
I think
everybody else. I got lucky. Sure, I could have bought all of those, and they could have been exactly like the desert, and then I could have just fell fat on my face.
But we knew at the time that they weren't desert. By 2017, we knew
Yeah.
that they,
but
the people
they
who
could
were
have
in
been
the
like a desert's a bad example, like just a tank of a project, right? Bamboo,
Sure,
whatever.
Sure.
But you can also look at that animal and be like, man, this animal didn't change the pattern in any way. All it did was make it prettier.
Right.
So yeah, buying
Yeah.
50 a lot of desert ghost females just made sense to me. And then again, do I wish I could have done that with paint? Yes, I would have bought every single paint animal off their tables if I could back in 2015.
Yeah.
When we were vending Repticons together, paints, it all comes in waves. I bought a 10 lot of red stripe breeder females from Ian for $200 a piece because no one wanted them. And I got lucky because the very next year, Pompeii video dropped, I got super lucky. So a lot of it is luck. I'll be honest.
There's a
Sure.
little luck.
But
There's
if you have
luck,
your
but I
hands
think-
enough,
But
if you have your
hands.
hands enough projects, some of them are going to turn lucky, and some of them are going to be back burner projects. Like,
That's the
like,
thing
you have
about
to have
luck.
enough of
You gotta be in the right place to maximize that luck, right? You gotta put
Mhm.
yourself in the right position to maximize.
There's luck, but there's also recognizing opportunity too, right?
Yep.
There's that element of it. Like, yeah, is it you got lucky that Justin happened to put out a
More
red
than
stripe
luck.
video?
Right.
Sure, but you had them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not just I don't think that's just purely luck.
All right,
I think
boys,
there's
I'm gonna
a-
hop off and I'll let you guys finish up.
All right, Bob.
Yeah, I knew Bob was.
All right, later,
bro. Buddy.
So, hey, Bob,
All right.
always a pleasure, buddy. Really looking forward to this weekend, man. Love you.
All right, see you guys.
Later.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't think
and
it's,
here's
I don't
the
think
thing
it's all
too.
luck.
The Bells have really benefited. Where there may have been years where they stuck it out with the project for over 20 years. Man, they had a good run when that thing took off, and they put 20 years in to have 3 to 5 good years of sales.
I think they've put it. I mean, I just think by sheer volume and like foresight with numbers is something that I just can't fathom on that level. But damn, it ain't working for them. Like they've obviously found the demand and are able to fill it.
No, 100%. I don't know if you
Oh,
took that
yeah,
as a
no.
negative. I think you're taking
No,
everything
no,
as
no.
a negative.
It's
I'm
not a negative,
positive
but-
man.
Yeah, that's not a negative, but I think there's a number of us that know them and know their product, but there's a big part of the audience and the community don't really know them really like that because they're not publicly marketed
They're
like
not
that.
front and center like that. Yeah.
Right. They're
So here's
yeah.
So I could say the exact same thing. Now let me just do this. So Outback really benefited from the industry when Red Stripe became popular.
Well,
Okay.
they
put in years
they
of work.
imported that, right?
Nobody
They're
wanted
the
them.
ones
And yes, I get they
Yeah.
imported it, but
Yeah.
nobody wanted it. And then when it did take off, they happened to have it and they
that-
benefited.
Sure. Right.
Limey, we talk about Limey, Grant and Mary. They've worked with paint for 20 years because they just simply liked the
They
project.
liked it. Yeah.
And now they're
That's
benefiting from popularity.
But this is
Yeah.
what we've been preaching for years.
Yes.
Work projects you like, and they will come around. Show
They'll
people
cycle at
why
some point.
you like it. Why do
Yeah.
you like Justin
How much did
showed
hypo suck for real? Like
Dude,
hypo,
for-
nobody wanted that shit.
for a long time? I
long
got rid
time.
of all my hypo shit. I was
Yeah,
like, "Ah, this is
everybody.
done. Whatever.
Yep.
I just sold all
Yep.
my hypo shit. I shouldn't have, in hindsight. And then I had to backpedal and buy a DG hypo
No
crown and plug
question.
it back
Yeah,
into
I'm
all that stuff.
Way
But-
lighter on it than I should be.
So
right.
you
But
know
if
what I'm a little
if
sad
you
about?
like a project and work it and show people why you like it, you can be the
Mhm.
reason it comes back around.
Just
That was
like
a
Bob
real-
working monsoon or not monsoon, but the Mandarin stuff. Like that's
Right.
something like, it's a passion project that needs bugs worked out, and I'll gladly pay for it once that happened, but I don't want to
No
be the guy
problem.
experimenting with it.
Right.
When you say bugs, do you mean the fact that mandarins are being sold as mandarins when they're not?
Yes,
Or-
yes. Finding out the
Yeah.
expression and how to pick them out and guarantee it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So by
Or
the way,
buying
guys,
from
I know
somebody that's breeding a super
Whether
or
that's
something like
selective
that,
breeding or
right?
shed testing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well, I think having a super in that project or a super in the lace project or,
Very
5 years
important.
ago, a super in the paint project, I think that's all
Mhm.
very beneficial.
100%.
Yeah. And, so you guys, we can keep talking about Bob if you guys want to talk for a minute.
Sure.
We could talk about, talk about Bob or without Bob.
We'll talk without Bob, but if we want to talk about Bob while he's gone, we can talk about Bob.
Well, we could, and just in the aspect of the show, like that's coming up, and that's generally what we like to cover as a group is the big to-do shows that are coming up. So
Mhm.
that being said, that show I'm mega excited about for a lot of reasons, man. Because for one, Daytona has it's right before Daytona, and Daytona has always been that summer show that everybody's and I still really look forward to. But I feel like Bob Show's taking a different approach to get different talent there that Daytona has kind of lost, So that's what I'm excited for to see. He's got Justin there, and just the different level of breeders. It's going to be a little different at Bob Show than what I expect at Daytona this year.
So I got a real question.
Mhm.
So Bob Show kind of sets off the fall show season now. Even though it's a summer show, Daytona used to be the set off, like you were saying before.
It was, and it's changed a little bit now. I don't know if that's a permanent thing. We could get that with Bob if that's always by design going to be before Daytona, or if it's going to go back to the fall. But either way, wherever it sits, it's just an exciting venue. It's an exciting new show, man. I
can't wait.
how much is going into it.
I can't go to this one for other reasons,
It's all
but
good.
I should be at everyone moving forward.
Yeah.
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 Vending too, which is
Awesome.
I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So here's the thing: Bob Show's a great show. I agree. I can't wait for it. One thing I was going to ask about that point I was bringing up that he kind of sets off the season now. A lot of times in the past, we kind of went in Daytona to see what a DG clown was going to be, to see what a stranger clown was going to be.
Sure.
Is that Bob's show now, or is that still going to be the Daytona vibe?
So this is just me talking, and this is just my opinion, but being a ball python guy, and if we're talking to the ball python community now, Daytona, I don't know, I'm not going to say it's not it, but Daytona always has been where the top level guys meet.
The bar was set. Yeah.
That's one of the, like Tinley is still like the top guys meet. Daytona hasn't necessarily been on the same level as where Tinley is in the ball python community. It's a lot more diversified. It's still been great sales for me, great customers. But when the top names aren't showing up there anymore and not vending anymore and not showing off their best stuff, the show that offers that to the community is what, in my opinion, going to be more popular.
Southeast.
Yeah. I'm not taking away from Bob's show because, again, we're creating new norms in the industry with the new shows and our new schedule. But, we're last
creating
5
new
or 6
standards for shows too.
Couldn't agree more. Your last 5 or 6 years in Daytona have been some of the best years you've ever had in Daytona.
I have nothing bad to say about Daytona, and I won't still say anything bad about it. But I just see differences. I see what the community's been asking for, and I see Bob delivering that. And we're going to watch the other shows that are competing with Bob's show. We're going to see what happens, and it's going to be interesting. So
that's Southeast.
You can already see it.
That Southeast area, like Florida, has a ton of reptile keepers in it.
There's a ton.
And it's not, ton, and like, the Carolinas, Georgia, that whole Tennessee, that whole area has a lot of keepers, a lot of breeders in that area.
Yeah.
And to have a two-day shows in Atlanta, it's kind of central to a lot of people.
It's way more central.
It's honestly it's like a genius spot to put it. Like it's actually it's really good. And
but
Daytona is once
the
a
vacation.
year.
Daytona is the vacation. If you like, if you want your vacation and you want your snake show, that's still it. And I'm still doing it. I love it. But if you are a big ball python connoisseur and that's your thing, I would choose. It's obvious which one's going to be the show that you're going to want to see if that's your thing.
Yeah.
So the way I put it is, at one point there was the Myrtle Beach show that was thought to be the next Tinley, and really it was just kind of, I don't want to be rude because I like Jay a lot. It was a little bit of a white trash Daytona. It's fucking South Carolina, man. I mean, it's
well,
it's Myrtle
that's
Beach,
where you
man.
are.
I got stabbed while playing putt-putt. Like, you can't fuck around there. But like,
Actually,
you get
no, I
stabbed
didn't
looking
actually
and
get
acting
stabbed,
like you
man.
do
I
playing
live this
putt
whole
in the
world.
South.
The problem is right now, guys. Usually we do this at night. It's like a Tuesday at noon. I've been drinking. I got this fucking snake around my shoulder. I think I've done it all wrong. I thought we were gonna play a drinking game. Our vibes are very different today.
All we have to do
plan.
is just talk about it, and it'll happen. It just has to be talked about.
Yeah. No, but you know what Bob's show felt like when I got there, when I went to the hotel, when I met up with everyone for dinner? It felt like Tinley. It felt like a Southeast Tinley.
It felt important.
Yeah,
Dude,
It
I've
felt
heard
like
that.
you're important.
And
Yeah.
venue.
from someone who has
Yeah.
not been to it and just
Mhm.
gotten like feedback from a bunch of people, that is the message I've received as well.
And like there's energy in the air, and everybody that's entering this building is already just kind of like excited, and we all want the best for this. And you can just feel that in the room, in the whole room. You can just feel that buzz.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
kind of a gate. I don't know, you won't connect with that, Dave, but some of the audience will.
well, the way I connected that is, first off, the people that are around Bob, I usually really like. Bob keeps
Sure.
good people around him.
Yeah.
And the fact that Bob had a lot of his Patreon members when it came to ball python breeders at his first show, he took a bunch of people that already loved each other, that interact on a daily basis, and then you put a show on and let them have a little priority early on before you brought other people in. And I think that added to the atmosphere. But no, like I said, I love the idea. It's a big fucking spot in the Southeast. It's not in Florida.
Beautiful.
Someday Florida is gonna fuck us. It's inevitable. We get one more year out of Florida every year, but inevitably the laws are gonna keep changing. Florida scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's
look
still,
what just happened in
until
Colorado,
it's time,
dude.
I'm going to celebrate every Daytona like it's my last, It's
Sure.
there's still like no bullshit. Like my sales at Daytona have not suffered for years. They've been very stable. People are buying expensive stuff there. People go there to buy snakes. We'll see how that changes. But until then, man, like I think it's still worth buying plane tickets to go do both of those shows, no doubt.
I agree. So, we're talking about this kind of like restructure on like the show base right now in the industry.
Mhm.
At one point in the industry, the Columbus, Ohio show was like the show you had to be at. And at another point seriously, like I get
we've evolved. The industry's evolved a lot.
Columbus, Ohio.
Since I've started, it's been Tinley and Daytona are your like two big shows.
Yeah.
For me, being international, like to fly in and like come in and do a trip and the whole thing, and unfortunately I've never made Daytona. I've made Pomona, I've done Arlington, and I've done Tinley, and Tinley's the one I for sure won't miss.
Yes. Yeah.
That's like I can't miss that one. Although this year I probably am gonna miss October Tinley, but
terrible.
Sorry, bro.
October
I know you got things going on.
Yeah,
we get it.
gotta happen, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
but Daytona has always been, even from an international perspective, like one of the shows to hit.
It should be, and I just hope it can maintain it. It's gonna be a little different with Bob's show being a week before. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I think that's shifting. I think Bob's is the Sear is becoming the. I don't want to say it's replacing Daytona. I'm not saying that whatsoever. It's just
but
as far as like ball python, like
it's gonna stir the pot.
Yeah, and as far as like that like show to be at for ball pythons, I'm talking specifically ball pythons and the breeder market.
We're talking ball python community only. We're not talking anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as that, like from an international, like from what I hear, like it is pretty sick show.
It is, because you just have, it's Florida. All the Florida guys all the Florida people are there, and all that comes with it. There's turtles, tortoises. It's just all kinds of stuff that it's definitely not Tinley in that aspect. Now, Bob's show has a lot of that to offer too, because he's making sure that those species and stuff that he would want at the show, he has vendors for those species. He's taking he's not second to variety with that show either.
And I hear the venue is awesome, like really good hotels, the whole thing. That's one thing that I like. Love Tinley, love that spot, but like the stuff to do outside of the show is
It
like where
could
do you
be
want to go for
better. Yeah.
dinner? It could be
Yeah.
much better. From
Hmm.
what I've heard, Schaumburg is a way better area for like the food and
I'm
stuff to do,
sure.
hotels and
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
Hmm.
But I mean, Atlanta and Daytona obviously are both good spots for that as well.
Absolutely.
No.
Go
And,
eat.
another thing too, like, I love Tinley to death. Tinley is always going to have its place on the hobby. It snows in March. It snows in October.
Yeah.
And
it's
man,
just, sometimes it's nice.
I kind of love it. I kind of like
I
all
don't
that. Like
mind
it
it, to
just
be honest with
there's
you.
a little bit of extra stress with Tinley because of that, and
Yeah.
it's just it's a far drive, and the
That
social
is shit.
anxiety that comes with that fucking crowd. It's just a
Yeah.
lot. It's a whole lot. But I
Yeah.
like that hustle and bustle. It's just Northern Illinois. It should feel that way. It should feel stressful.
March Tinley feels like a little break from the weather for me. So
Well, yeah,
Ooh.
we're bitching to a Canadian about weather. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
we drive down out of the snow into Tinley, and it's like,
Yeah,
there's 7 inches less snow, and you're kind of like, oh,
right, right.
this
You're
ain't so
literally
bad. Yeah,
shoveling yourself out of your house to drive to Tinley, and we're
yeah,
like,
it's less stressful for me to
whoa.
get there. Yeah,
You're like, I had to wear a jacket.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. No, I've always loved Tinley. I've done Arlington. I haven't done since they switched to Dallas. Pomona was cool. Didn't feel like as much of like a ball python show as much as like a
Was not a ball python show.
everything show, right? Just everything.
Shocked, really. Like there was definitely some good breeders. Like there was a good
Yeah,
handful of
course,
breeders
yeah.
that I knew that had good shit, but for a show that big with it was diluted a lot.
in a
And
good
it's
way, though, right?
What's up?
In a good way, though.
No, yeah, I'm not. I don't need every show to be a ball python show. Like I was extremely appreciative of just the fact that I want to go see different species. When I go to shows anymore, I like my ball pythons. I like what I hatch at my house. So not to be
right.
like conceited or whatever, but I like what I make here. So when I go to shows, there's certain tables I definitely want to see. But that's not my focus at shows. I want to see king snakes and colubrids and shit, like just
Well,
niche species. I love
Yeah.
that stuff.
You know what the tough thing is, like when you're really devoted to a species, like you said, ball pythons, for me, it's boa constrictors when I walk the show.
Yeah.
Anything I know I need, I'm going to get before I go to the show. Like I
Yeah.
don't usually get surprised by something at a show and like,
I'm
man, I
not
got to take that
shopping
home.
with intent on ball pythons at shows generally. I'm looking around,
What do you think of the seems to be like growing theme? Whether you have like a ball python collection, and almost everyone is like got something.
Oh, you
else.
mean our side hobby,
Our side,
project?
yeah,
Yeah.
our little almost everyone. Like you got your chondros, I got tree monitors.
Uh-huh.
Dave, you have everything. Bob's got some garter snakes and some sand boas and blackhead pythons.
I think what the ball python, or just maybe the community in general, doesn't fully understand is that, and we get shit for being ball python people by species.
I know we do
keepers,
get,
I don't care. It's what it is. But I didn't come, and I know not all of you or none of y'all just really came from ball python only, and that's all we know. Like I
Right.
came from everything
Reptiles.
else.
Loving
Ball
reptiles in
pythons
general,
were
right.
cool, and then when the mutations came and the money in the industry came, that just we're like, why wouldn't we do it? Like, I love mutations. I bred corn snake mutations. I love how that all works. Why wouldn't we follow along with ball? It just made sense. But it got a little boring having one species. I like bitey stuff. I like stuff that's fast. I like stuff that gives me some challenge. So I want some of that stuff too. But I don't need that to be my whole room,
Right.
So I
What's your
love to have a handful of species, even if I don't care to breed it. I have a king snake here. I have a tortoise here. I have a few crested geckos. I don't have any plans to breed that stuff. I just like having just something different to mess with.
For sure. Yeah, they're fun. I've fallen into love with the tree monitor stuff and the monitors.
Oh yeah.
The monitors I have to be really reel myself in though, because you approach it like a ball python, right? And I want 30 of these things.
You're like, I want 6 of every color.
Right.
And you need all
and
that
it's
space.
Like, dude, that's a big bunch of space, a bunch of bugs, a bunch of cages.
It forces you to have boundaries.
Yes. And it stops me from
chondros
going
too, man. You can't just stack chondros like you can ball pythons.
No.
It forces you to like slow down, buy slower, just be careful with you don't need to add shit every month. It's silly.
Right. And I've gotten to that point with ball pythons too, where I'm like, I really don't need to buy much. I buy a couple animals a year. Really.
That's it. That's all you
It's
should
got to
need.
be just like the
Just to
right
fill in the
combo or
pieces.
the
Yep.
right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I agree. I think you're seeing a lot of ball python guys get a secondary species,
Yeah.
which I think
Yeah.
is fun.
I would
like that.
recommend it. Like, and it sounds funny now, just kind of looking at podcasts and just a lot of other species people are like noticing that ball python people want to diversify some and looking at it like it's a negative. Like, oh my God, what's this saying about the ball python market? They want new stuff. They want new species. Like, we all like everything. We're just kind of bored. You know,
Right.
that's what I think it is. Don't think it has anything to do with. I'm selling ball pythons just fine.
Same.
No problem.
Yeah.
But I would like to have something different. Like, I recommend everybody do it.
2024 was a big down year for me, partly with odds and holding stuff back and stuff.
Yeah.
2025 has been a very, very good year so far.
Awesome.
And I'm actually
so far with me
really
too.
yeah, it's been a very good year, and we're in August and I haven't even hatched many snakes yet. So
Yeah, but what you've hatched is like rewarding. And that's where I'm at too.
yeah, and like sales wise, even like it's been a good year sales wise.
Yeah.
I can't sit here and say like, oh, the market sucks or anything, like, because it's like it's been pretty good.
But it's also like the stuff that I don't feel there's much competition for is sitting there. But the stuff that that's setting you different, that you know's in demand, that stuff's selling. Like, that's what people want, the stuff that is not everywhere and it's unique to them and it's going to help their projects. And if you can forecast and stay out front of that, it's hard to do. It's not easy.
Oh, dude, it takes navigating
but
and
once
maneuvering.
you start to get your nose above water, keep it there. You can't, you don't have time to slack off.
No, you got to keep your foot on the gas with ball python
Mm-hmm.
stuff, which is what I think I might find relaxing with tree monitors. There's no
another
just
thing.
make them. Just if they produce, and I just get to enjoy keeping them. There's no
when you get into something that's not more specific, then none of that rushing matters.
Right.
Like with chondros, none of that matters. You can take your time. If it takes 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. Like,
speaking of chondros,
like
MJ
Dave does with boas.
All right, guys. Hey, real quick. I know you're gonna wrap this up, and I just wanted to throw this topic out there in case you guys want to cover it, because it's kind of, I want to know your guys' opinion. But RGI just put out a YouTube channel or a YouTube episode about lace and GHI possibly being the same or something like that. What do you guys think of that?
Definitely not the same.
Well,
they're compatible somehow,
maybe
like it's
linked
like
somehow, or
you mean allelic, like
yes, that's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. Yeah,
okay.
Like basically, if you breed GHI to lace, you're not going to get GHI lace. You're just going to get a lace or something like that.
Well, no, if you breed a GHI to a lace, you make a GHI lace. When you breed your GHI lace out, you'll make laces and GHI.
I'd have to watch the episode before I can comment on that, because
no. MJ's a good source, buddy. I think that is a good fucking source.
I don't think nothing that proves to be allelic is a shock to me anymore. Nothing. Like with what's already been proven allelic that don't make sense. Like nothing does surprise me on that way. Like
Inchy and Cinnamon fucked me up, man. When I heard Inchy and Cinnamon were allelic, the whole start of the conversation, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So,
I guess what it's saying is there's very minimal like visual interaction with the two, like when you breed them together.
It sounds like confusing science talk. Now it sounds like bullshit. You sure it's right?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Like I'd have to get more information on that, but I've never made a GHI lace, so I don't.
Well, I guess we better all run over and watch RGI's GHI lace video so we can talk about it. How about that?
Yeah,
I'll put it on the homework.
Just link it and we'll talk about it. We'll like do the YouTube thing where we like watch through it.
MJ can do that. He's listening. He'll link it for you. Yeah. He's got it.
Break it down live. No.
So I think when we do the wrap up,
sure. Any last topics or anything, Dave? Like last 5 minutes? What do you got?
I think the last topic is GHI and lace are allelic now, and we all have to accept it. And good luck with your parents, guys. You're going to notice things that aren't going to make any sense. Yeah. No, is that not it?
I don't work.
I don't know. GHI? I think that's premature. Let's dive. Let's dive into that.
You
I
think
have to
he
watch
would
the
have made
video.
an 8-minute YouTube video if he didn't know for sure? You think he would have put his reputation on the line for a guess?
I haven't watched the video, and this is secondhand information. I don't go off secondhand information.
Friends can always talk about the meat. The
Wait,
discovery that lacing
Justin's
GHI
like,
are
this shit's
fairly
fucking
close
hilarious. Look at that
neighbors.
thumbnail, man. He's like, I can't fucking believe it.
We expected to maybe see some kind of visible interaction in breeding results, but there's so few least GHI that we don't know more until pairing's happening.
I can't.
Okay. So
Yeah.
from what it says, it's that they're fairly close, which could be like from what I understand, Confusion and Red Stripe are like close on the allele, but not allelic.
So when breeding them, odds don't play out
right
properly,
the way that you
No.
think.
I think they do.
Okay.
I just think it's one of those. Okay, this is how it's explained to me. So you got your chromosome, and then you got genes on the chromosome that can be allelic, and maybe the sign that it leads back to the chromosome, and it's something that hits on the same allele. It wouldn't be the craziest thing that's happened in ball pythons yet, to be honest with you.
No, definitely not.
I don't feel like it sets anything back or devalues anything necessarily either.
No.
It's just an interesting relationship.
Just another piece of
It just
information.
sounds like
to
Justin
move
is so
forward with,
far
right?
along in the GHI Lace project that he knows. So
yeah, well, there's Justin, then there's 5 years, and then there's everybody else. Right?
Yeah.
So what Justin knows now, I'll
looking into
learn
the
in 5
future.
years. Yeah.
happy to be here, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Sure, I'm here for the ride.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, honestly, guys, I love these. I really do. Some of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
Southeast show. Honestly, I'm happy to see Chad there. Looking forward to working the table this weekend.
Yeah, man, it's
Hopefully
gonna be
people
fun.
are listening to this on the way down. If you have any criticisms of the podcast when you get to the show, little disclaimer: these conversations don't affect the market. You guys are going to be just fine.
Yeah, we
Appreciate
know nothing.
y'all,
by the way.
honestly.
It's these are just combos.
It's just
Yeah.
fun. Just shooting the shit.
Yeah. I'm drunk.
We should do
Don't trust
2
me.
of these a year, by the way.
Yeah,
2 of these.
2 a year, buddy. Our next one,
Yeah.
we do 2 a year. This is
Oh.
number 3 in a year and a half.
Well, then
Yeah.
we're right on schedule. My bad.
Yeah.
So let's do
wait.
pre Tinley and then pre summer shows.
I'm gonna do the math one more time.
Pre-March Tinley and then pre-summer shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could even do
throw
I
in
could do a
October.
full. We could do 3.
Even.
We
Yeah.
could add
full
as
show.
many as you guys like because I love you.
Yeah, I like doing these. These are fun.
I'm down.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right. Don't buy Het Monsoons unless you know. Later, guys.
Later, fellas.
Bye.
Hey, we all done?
Are we coming back or are we
Now it's
Can we
still
pop
live.
back in, or
Recording
are we
this. Be
done?
careful. No talk.